Psychodrama, we only know one thing, that's right, to give them the flux, to give them the flux.
These rappers is shucking and jiving and stuff, getting themselves in the shit that they can't get out of. Fucking up, here go the flux, a display of lyrics and patterns and rhythms by Side and Young Buck.
For viewers' discretion is only factual, non-fiction, homie. The ruler, the thumb sticking out cause you know me. Federal, pimp lock the block, you can't hold me. Situation getting heavy, ammo get low, need my homie, what's up?
Well, your homie right on you, you know from the side. Go with that on these bitches, it's devious as we gon' get on this shit. Let's talk, let's not sit on this shit, we the shit on this shit, they just spit on this
so
shit.
Much psychodramatic, oh havoc, get this bit crazy, the ranger with it, this shit. Buck inside is the physicist, belligerent, feel it, cause we ignorant. Nigga, y'all in it, the flux is the subject of weight and adrenaline, and feel a bitch. Side the minute, buck the relic, and drama that did it to him once again. Chance that you get, change to your face, and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch.
And again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this and against me. I'm feeling thin. From birth, saw the light of the earth, and I've been fucked up since then.
Now,
This
for all your wrestling
clenching,
news
I might get that bitch
here are two
confusion.
people who will talk about any and everything you want to know in the business. BiggOh and Mid-Mo Smart. This is the BiggOh Wrap-Up Show, right here on BiggOh Gaming. And of course, you know what BiggOh says. If you got it, spark it.
Man, what's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to another episode of the BiggOh Wrap-Up, episode 13, man. I am your host, your boy, BiggOh, and I am here with my bros. We're going to start right over here with the man they call Hooli. What's going on, Hooli?
You're muted.
Hey, he just gave us the salute. He just gave
What's
us
good, bro?
salute, y'all.
Sorry, I was on mute.
And of course, down here, y'all know who it is. It is the bro from the Mo, Mid-Mo Smart. It's Jeremy, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what's going on, bro? What's good? What's it like down there in the Missouri area right now, man? I see the sun.
Well, I mean, you should be.
Well,
I mean, technically, I mean, it's not really down, but I mean, we're north of you, so I mean, don't get it twisted. No, it's nice out today. It's nice and sunny.
Yeah, it's very beautiful out here in the OKC,
it's like 55.
Man. So I imagine it is same way right there, man. Who we got up in here, man? Of course, we got the usual.
Jen. Oh my God, Jen. She's a savage. What's up, Rage? Oh no,
Jen is up in
she
here.
just
Rage.
If you go up to the last message from Jen, it's just called Hooli the Unabomber.
Oh my God! Oh, the savageness just does not stop when it comes to Rage. It just don't stop it. We all know Hooli is a little bit up under the weather, but I know he's going to get better real soon. You know, so
yeah,
man. Look, I got at least a few things I want to talk about. Look, I am going to go through this whole timeline with Cody. I'm gonna go through it all from when he left AEW to where we are right now. That's gonna be part of it. I got news on this Vince McMahon allegations. Apparently, Ashley Massaro's best friend said a lot of things that could implicate Stephanie. So that might be a reason
Yep.
why we don't see Stephanie on TV right now. And a new endeavor for Shane McMahon as his son has been named a quarterback for University of North Carolina. So possibly we know what at least a couple of the McMahons are doing right now this year. And
Good for him.
and look, I kind of want to start there. It's just a little brief, little 2 minute thing I want to say about Shane's son. Going to North Carolina, you got a pretty big shooting field with the quarterback. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a quarterback battle, but I don't see Shane's son starting or anything. But good. I'm proud for Shane. Proud for his son. To keep his
Word.
mind off of Grandpa Vince or Daddy Vince and just focus on your college career. Go ahead and get that scholarship. Go ahead and do what you got to do. If you're going to do the NIL in college, that's great as well. And man, get to the NFL, man. Hopefully everything goes good for Shane's son in college and as well as to the pros. But that's pretty much all the little basic stuff that I want to talk about. And then this Ashley Massaro thing. I definitely want you guys' opinions on what you guys think about Ashley's best friend coming out and saying what she said about Stephanie knowing what happened and absolutely showing no remorse or anything towards Ashley's death or anything. It's just like I just don't get it. Here we are thinking that Stephanie was just this sweet, kind-hearted woman, but is she really just this devious bitch? I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think of this news about the Massaro case?
I'll let this guy go first.
Uh,
Bully?
I saw that interview the other day. I think that
Mhm.
she was on CNBC or MSNBC or something like that.
I saw it on CNBC.
Yeah. Um,
That's why I saw it.
What's up, Guardian? Yeah.
What's up, Guardian?
I've heard Ashley's story before, so nothing that her best friend said was really shocking to me.
Yeah.
I just part of me felt like what Jen's comment was about, like, oh, she's coming out now. But then when I think about it, she had been trying, I mean, she had told so many people. It's not like she kept it quiet for years. Uh, Nobody would help her and support her and back her for her to go forward with it
Right.
when she was alive. And now that this Vince McMahon scandal is just getting bigger and bigger by the day, that Janelle Grant, her attorney did say they are, you know, they're reaching out to people and anybody that has a story they want to tell, to contact them. So I
Oh
thought
yeah.
about that and putting that into perspective. I'm not surprised that this person is coming out now trying to get Ashley's story heard because Ashley's had what was done to her years before this Janelle Grant even was employed by WWE. So
Swept under the rug is what happened in Ashley Massaro's case.
I'm glad. It
That is
just breaks
pretty
my
much
heart
what
that
happened.
she's now getting her voice heard, even though she's not alive, which is kind of ironic.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
How
it
long
just
did
sucks
it?
that
How
that's
long?
how
When did
our
she die?
society works.
What
I
year
think
did
it was
she
like
die?
5 years ago, 2019.
Oh yeah, 2018, 2019, something like that.
Mm.
I think it was
Oh,
20. Yeah, I think it was 2019. I think it was 2019.
now here's the thing. I wanted to believe that when all of this stuff came to light, and realizing that Stephanie left a long time ago, and this is already before, this is after Shane had already taken his leave, but in response to the whole thing about Stephanie, uh, I wasn't sure necessarily what allegations could come out against her. But when she left initially, and then all of these things came out, I kind of felt like either she is she didn't want to be responsible or have anything to do with anything that was going on in her boss's business dealings. Or whenever she found out about Janelle Grant, it was relatively similar timeline. But I could imagine, I could understand if she realized what was going on and then just said, "Nope, not doing it no more, not being a part of this." Like all of
Stephanie
this
too
stuff
could have
that,
bailed because she, when Vince
and
came
that's what I was
back,
getting.
whatever happened
Yeah.
between the two of them, whether they're at odds with each other or she knew to protect herself and to leave as soon as he came back because he was under Vince. They had
Yeah,
implemented like a mole of some sort to do some internal investigating,
Right.
and she
right.
had just tweeted out the day before. A fan had asked her, if she was staying around or if she was leaving, and she tweeted back to that fan saying she wasn't going anywhere. And then the next morning she resigned.
Yeah.
So,
Peaced out.
Hmm.
And
mhm.
peaced out.
And like say initially, I didn't know a whole lot about what was going on, and I just left my judgment reserved for later on down the road, because I figured something was getting ready to happen, especially with the whole situation with Vince very prevalent at the time, even then. Um, but no, I thought that it very well could have been that she just realized what was going on and was just distancing herself. Because I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if Stephanie has anything to do with what's going on now, which her Ashley Massaro's friend saying what she did makes every bit of sense. Uh, that Stephanie would be involved to such a degree where she left to kind of distance herself from getting in trouble or possibly any of this shit possibly coming out into the light later
Right.
on down the road. But I mean, that is a lot more damning, especially when what Uli was saying about that when a fan asked her and she said no, and then the very next day, gone. Like it is kind of sus.
It's just convenient to me that Stephanie leaves, Kevin Dunn leaves, everybody just abruptly leaves just out
Like
of
who
nowhere,
all
just with a tweet.
left
Oh, I'm
on their own
done. See you
accord?
later. Like, and
Who all
with a
from that
tweet.
company left on their own accord and was not formally dismissed? Like,
Would you
eh,
count Shane as
it,
being dismissed, or would you say Shane left
I
on his
don't
own?
want to see. Well, Shane left well before any of this stuff was even starting
Well,
to come
yeah,
out.
because
Like
Shane blew his
he,
quads out in the ring. That's why
hmm
Oh
and whether
yeah.
he knew about, uh,
he pulled his
whether he
father.
knew about anything or not, yeah, it's hard to say if he knew anything or not. I mean, it wouldn't surprise
He
me.
wasn't around during
Um,
them years that Ashley Massaro was in the company.
no,
Yep.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was
But
completely estranged from all that back
like
then.
So
all he
what?
can really attest to is hearsay,
He probably
really,
knows
unless
what
he
a
saw it.
he probably knows how his dad is. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't fathom
Yeah.
anybody spending a considerable amount of time with Vince not knowing.
Right.
like, and
But
it
but you
makes
know
you
but you know that
wonder
that
the
that brings me to
reasons.
think if Stephanie knew she is married to Triple H, is it possible that he could have known too?
Very, very possible. And I talked about that when this whole thing blew open and JD went live,
Yeah.
and uh, they started talking about JD started saying that TKO is going to have to clean house and this and that. And I said, well, that means Triple H, Michael P.S. Hayes, Bruce Pritchard,
Hmm.
Yeah.
whoever's still left that didn't bail, they're all going to have to go. Don't tell me they all didn't know nothing. Ashley went to
But
Michael
yeah,
P.S. Hayes, and at one
Yeah.
point with her
Yeah.
creative, and he was like, "You're
he's
not
one.
saying any of this," and then she was like, "But Vince told me to say it," and then he was like, "Oh, well, in that
Hmm.
case, then sorry about your
Yeah.
luck."
Them's the
What,
breaks.
what, what did he say? I think Michael P.S. Hayes said to Ashley, like, that's just what, like, basically, like, you got the short end of the stick, basically, is what he told her.
Yeah,
But
them's the
that's the breaks,
breaks.
kid.
Yeah.
Hmm
Yeah. So
the boss is this is coming down from the boss. I mean, he obviously wants a certain direction for you, and whether that's good or bad, I mean, that's how you make it. But at the same
Yeah.
time, there ain't no,
Wow, you're
yeah,
on time.
Swifty Rob,
Last
no
day,
more
baby.
Tay Tay.
No more Tay Tay.
Hey, you see, mine says last day of Swifty. So,
um,
No more.
by the way,
no,
Jeremy,
there's
you're gonna have hell to pay tomorrow, man.
For what?
You gonna have hell to pay tomorrow.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're gonna get slapped for real.
Well, I can tell you what. I can smell what I'm cooking. But I mean, apparently y'all are the ones who lost. So I don't want to
Yes,
hear any
yes,
guff.
yes.
You made a
We
you
know.
made
Damn,
you
y'all are
lost a
still
gentleman's
hating
bet.
about the Super Bowl for real?
Yes, they're
God
little
damn,
little
It's the
man, let
last
it
game of
go.
softies.
the Swifties,
They're little
man.
softy
We gotta
Let it
Swifties.
celebrate.
go,
Me and
man.
Rob gotta celebrate a little bit. It's the last of Swifty, man. It's the last
My
day of
team didn't
Swifties.
even sniff the playoffs. My second team got
I didn't
whacked.
either.
My second team got waxed by the Chiefs. It's Goat Mahomes, man. There ain't nothing else to be said. It's just what it is.
Man,
Look.
it's one bad play. This is one bad play, Hooligan. You know what it
I
was. One bad play.
wanted a
It was
Ravens versus
only three
Cowboys
holding.
Super
It was
Bowl.
only three
Okay.
holding penalties right on TV for the last play of the game for the
Yeah.
Kansas City to score a touchdown. But
Hey, they got
that's
lucky.
neither here
They
nor
got
there.
lucky. I don't want to hear it. They got lucky. Freaking
Look, I
Chiefs.
wanted a Cowboys and Ravens Super
Ah.
Bowl. Okay, and
Oh, that
and
sounds
both
wait,
of
wait,
them,
wait,
I don't
Otis.
know
wait,
what happened.
Otis,
Okay,
with all due
Hold the
respect,
ground.
I know
Hold the
this
ground.
is your show, but that
Hold the
is
ground.
absolutely a terrible
Hold the
idea.
ground. Why are you dressed like the Unabomber? What are we doing?
I'm sick, bro.
Why are you dressed like the Unabomber?
I'm sick as hell.
It's like, hey, I've been there. I've been there.
man.
I've been
I
there.
look like I
But
got punched in both of my eyes.
Oh
Can't breathe.
no. Oh
oh
man.
no, who done got in the
No.
fight, y'all? We done got in the fight, man. We gotta go, man. That's,
That's
all
a
right. We
good
on our way.
point.
Holy. We on our way. We
That's
on
a
our
good
way.
point,
Don't worry,
Jen.
Holy.
What?
No more Swifties till the draft.
Yeah.
We got what? 2 months, 2-3
Well, I
months.
hope
to
all the
wait for
Swifties
the
don't
draft.
think that Taylor Swift is going to be at every game next season. I can't imagine that she would be.
I
Only the
mean,
prime
she
time
might
games,
make
maybe.
a.
There
Doesn't
you
she have
go.
a big
Yeah.
tour coming up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
she does. I
does.
think
She has a new album getting ready to come out. Of course, she's gonna have a tour.
it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, she ain't going to be at no games.
She's
What I
definitely
hear.
gonna have a tour because
It's
she's
gonna
got a
be
new album
terrible.
getting ready to drop.
Because all her fans are going to start
That was a-
swarming football stadiums, and security ain't going to want all that.
True.
People are
Terrible.
gonna
I
go
mean,
to
he's
Chiefs
still
games just to get a glance of Taylor
he's always
Swift.
going to be Swifty Rob Tay Tay to me.
Nah. Last day. Last day. Last day.
But
That's
so
what you get when
another-
you bet against the Chiefs.
I would never bet against Mahomes ever again. I was now that's a rule now. That's like a God-given rule now.
You
I
can't.
tried to tell you.
Against Mahomes.
As long as Travis Kelce is with him, there's nothing nobody can do, bro.
Very true. Very true.
And as long as they have a semi-decent running back, it's like, I mean, he's the second. It's like running back A and B on the field at the same time. It's not fair. It's like they got an extra player.
I do not believe Pacheco will be their running back very long, though. I do
Not the way
believe
he
it.
runs, because he runs like Marshawn Lynch, but he's half the size of Marshawn.
Yeah.
He's a really
Smaller
good runner.
version of
Like
Marshawn.
he's really good. I love how hard he runs, but
He does.
his
He
body's
does.
not
Look
going to
like
hold up more than 5 years.
He runs like he's about to go hop some fences and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll
Hiding from
definitely
the
talk
sun.
about
Jesus
Pacheco
Christ.
and the Swifty Chiefs.
Yeah, we got way off
a little
topic
bit
here with
later
the
on,
Super Bowl that happened like a month ago. Let's go.
That was 2 weeks
Because
ago.
I got some NFL news that I'm gonna lay on you guys at the end
It
of the
was
show.
last
so-
week. What are you talking about? Last week, bro. It still hurts, all right? It still hurts. Tomorrow, 20
It
Rob
stings.
Ave
It
back.
just stings this much more. It just stings this much more. So
Yeah.
with everything
Thank you.
that what Stephanie knows, with everything that possibly Triple H and Michael P.S. Hayes and whomever else that may know in the back of that in the back of the production company, all that.
Hey, my
One thing
homie's
that's
in the chat.
profound, like one thing. Oh Lord, we will be Super Bowl champs next season. Best believe. I don't think so. I don't think so, my homie. Don't think so. I do believe that it's going to be a lot more people coming out talking about this, and I'm really not going to really spend too much more time on this McMahon shit. The last little tidbit that I want to add is that Bret Hart did an interview talking about the McMahon allegations, and Bret Hart basically said he is ever sorry that he ever trusted him. He looks at Vince and the rest of the family outside of Triple H in a whole different manner now that all this, and I read this morning. Per PW Insider. Bret Hart is
once a snake,
totally
always a
disgusting.
snake.
Yes, basically.
That's because Bret Hart is a real human being. That's why.
He
Yep.
is. Did y'all know Bret
Yeah.
Hart was still wrestling?
No.
He's still
I
wrestling.
don't think he's wrestling. He's
He's doing.
training people.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing wrestling. I think he's doing
Oh,
appearances and showing up at wrestling
mm-mm,
shows, and maybe
mm-mm,
like
mm-mm. No,
Bret
I've
Hart.
seen it in Canada doing little small matches and stuff here and there. Of
Really?
course, he's
Where
not
he
in the
does how many
industry.
bumps? How many bumps?
He
The
took
fact that he's
from the
taking
videos I
any,
saw
if
on
he's taking
Twitter.
any, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from the
That
video
is
I
kind of
saw on
nuts.
Twitter, from the video I saw on Twitter, Bret Hart's taking them corner bumps like he do. He takes
Huh.
those apron bumps, and he took. I
Really?
think the
Apron
only.
bumps. Wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to see
He
this
took a couple. It wasn't like
because
it
if
was like
he's,
5 or 6.
I don't want
He
to
took
see
about
it.
one or
I
two.
honestly don't want to see it because
I,
one of my problems when wrestlers retire and then they come back or they stay too long is like
mhm.
you have the lasting images of like Undertaker versus Goldberg in Saudi, right? And it's like
Oh
I
God,
agree.
I
that
don't like
yeah, that's an
remember
eyesore.
like I don't remember Undertaker for that match specifically, obviously, but there is that attached to his career, right? Whereas Bret
Hmm.
Hart, nah, I don't want to see anything he's doing now. No offense. I'm glad that he's
Right.
getting work and he's still able to feel that that passion that he still has for the industry. But
Yeah,
if I see
yeah.
him
As
and he
far
looks
as
like old man in the ring, that's gonna like I don't want to see him like that. I got too many good memories of him when he was in his prime doing his thing.
okay,
Yep.
so as far as them deleting or like erasing all these at least Vince or Brock Lesnar, like how far are they going with all of this? Because even then, like you can't erase
That's a good
Brock
question.
Lesnar uh defeating the Undertaker. You can't delete that.
Or Kurt Angle. Or Kurt
You
Angle. That
can't.
was
Yeah,
Oh
a,
or Kurt
yeah,
Angle.
WrestleMania 19. That was my favorite Kurt Angle match,
Yeah,
and was with
yeah.
Lesnar.
I don't.
My favorite
I don't
Angle
know
match
to
was
this
with the Last Man Standing with Shane McMahon.
That was
with
good.
Shane.
It was very good.
Yeah,
That was a
that
close
was
second
pretty
to
good.
mine.
That was pretty good. The thing is,
Hmm.
I don't know how far they're gonna go back with Brock. Um,
I just think it's
it,
I think it's stupid to like yes, let's take them out of the intro and take them out of everything that we're currently marketing right now. But as far as everything and everything going forward, but as of right now, just let's just leave this an
Waste time.
unacknowledged official status with this. We're not putting them on TV anymore, and that's just the way it is. And we will
I'll be
leave
cool.
everything else
I'll be
alone
cool with
because you
that.
Yeah.
can't mess with history like that. It's just
Yeah,
upsetting that they would even consider it,
yeah. Because
Like
regardless of
then,
what
Bret
they
like I
Hart
fucking
is
said,
did.
finding work in little small independent gigs wherever, like Canada,
yeah,
where he lives, even in the U.S. Like Jeremy said, they don't. If you want to go see that, then go search. Get a ticket, go travel, go to the show, and see Bret Hart do his thing. But as far as putting him on TV, don't do that.
yeah. And
Yeah, yeah. Don't put
I know.
that.
Like if they
Yeah,
do all this, like how far would you? I mean, I wouldn't even erase Brock's record. Maybe SummerSlam, like maybe SummerSlam up to now, whatever, when the stuff started coming out. Okay, but yeah, because if you take away all these wins, then you might as well just go back and redo all those stories to
Yeah,
try
you
to make it make
can't.
sense to where we are right now. But you can't do that.
mhm,
It's too
You
far
can't.
back to do that now. So,
mhm.
but
It's
yeah,
just like the
I've
Benoit
seen,
thing.
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen
Yeah.
the videos
you
of
Yeah.
Bret
can
Hart
remove
doing work.
all mention of him. You can't
Yeah,
really edit
Mhm.
him out of the footage. You can edit, maybe you can cut out backstage segments and stuff of the show if you want to, even, but the matches themselves have to stay. There's nothing you can
yeah,
do
I
about
mean,
that.
and it sucks that these people were so great and influential to the business, Benoit included. But I mean,
Hmm.
it doesn't mean that they don't belong in a space of hell reserved for people who talk at the theater and child
yeah,
molesters. But I
yeah.
mean, the whole thing about this is them talking about erasing wrestling history. No, it hurt me to even consider any of that. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
at some
I
point
mean,
you have to
would they say,
separate the person from the in-ring work that was done.
right,
yeah,
exactly.
So you can get rid of only so much. There are things you can edit out and remove, but you'll never be able to fully erase somebody like Brock Lesnar or Vince McMahon from being associated with the WWE in some way, shape, or form. You can't do that. It's not possible.
And that's the same. Yeah,
No,
you can
it's
even say
not.
the same thing about the Velveteen Dream too, who's also in the news about coming
Yeah, let's
back.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
I heard Patrick
He,
Clark
he
was trying to come
appeared.
back.
He appeared at a New York City wrestling show.
I saw
It's a
that.
start. It is definitely a start. Um, with this whole allegation that Patrick Clark went through and stuff like that, like JD said in his OTS extra earlier, he is one of the cases of what ifs or what could have been if none of this stuff would have came out. Definitely, Velveteen Dream would have been on the main roster by now. He probably would have
Oh,
already been a
certainly.
United
He
States
would have
or
already been.
Intercontinental champion by now. But
It's hard for me to say that he wouldn't have some kind of world title running. I mean, and that's where uh, Seth Rollins, because I mean, that's just what he is another Seth Rollins, but Prince
Yeah.
version.
No, he's Seth
yeah,
The
Rollins
Prince
before Seth
version of what
Rollins.
Seth Rollins is.
yeah, he was
He
Seth
wore
Touche,
Rollins before Seth
touche.
he wore
Rollins.
the clothes before Seth.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I
Yeah,
mean, just to compare as a
Before
comparison,
Seth
that's
even
what you
went
compare him to.
search what was it? Was it? Yeah, searching into Becky's closet. It was
yeah,
Velveteen Dream.
Becky's
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in
Came out of
JD's
Becky's
chat
closet.
when those allegations came out against him, and JD was doing a
I was
live
there
on
too.
it.
I
I
was there
remember
too.
being in that live after hearing what JD was saying. The story was, I just
Yeah.
thought Velveteen had just gotten started pushed.
Yeah,
Like he was having them epic NXT main event matches, and didn't he at some point didn't he was on the main? I think he was on SmackDown like once or twice. I don't know if it was like confirmed that he was on the main roster yet, but
He wasn't on the main
they
roster.
were. He
Huh?
did dark matches. He did those were dark matches.
Yeah, he was doing
how
dark
they-
matches. Yeah, he
they
was
brought
getting
him in
ready
for
to.
tryouts and stuff. Yeah, they were dark matches.
Yeah, and I remember just sitting there, and I remember typing in the chat like, I just find it hard to believe that somebody would do something that easily traceable back to them. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be
Yeah.
doing what the person was accusing him of doing, you'd think that he would have been a little bit more
Well, and here's the thing.
careful. So
Cautious.
immediately I
Here's
was
the
like,
thing.
this sounds
Talking
sus, and
about
it was
criminals-
right after the whole Enzo Amore allegations and stuff happened
Right.
right before that. And it was like, I just feel like I just knew something was up. So I remember just saying,
There's a certain
wait and see what
level
happens
of
because I
criminality.
didn't think he did it.
Yeah,
There's a certain level of criminality that you see. That's very common in people who are generally behaving, or at least what Patrick Clark was accused of, and doing like people like that. There's a certain level of criminality that is just not that intelligent in them. Like if they, you would think somebody would have sense, but I mean, they're in that situation. They're that stupid to continue doing what they're doing. Either one, they don't care, or they're that stupid. So,
and
just
they
in a
probably don't
sense,
care. They probably don't.
yeah. And a lot of people don't, and when it comes down to ignorance, just what you don't know, you can't necessarily worry about. That's probably that gray area where everybody likes to sit. But even then, you
Well,
would
usually
think
there's
with
also a pattern of behavior too, like Vince McMahon, let's say, for
Yeah,
instance.
yeah.
Everybody knew for years. There were stories from multiple people. You could tell just based on weird storylines that just didn't seem like why would Vince have this as a storyline? I remember many times, even as a teenager, thinking, watching the Attitude Era, going, I wouldn't be surprised if this storyline was like actually happening backstage in real life, and they're just using it
Yeah.
to play it out on TV or whatever.
Kind of was.
I mean, the kind of shit that they
Like obviously
the
Matt
shit
and
that
Lita
they were
happened in
doing-
real life, right?
The kind of
So-
shit that they're talking about and doing on screen during that time, like you couldn't make up. Like you
My
quite
point is that
literally,
there's
it
a
would
pattern
be
of
very
behavior.
hard
So
to
now
make
that
up.
these allegations with Vince coming out, it's like I firmly believe. But with Velveteen, there's no previous history up until this point of him acting
Right.
some type of way. And also, I remember seeing, I think he shared screenshots shortly after he got accused of him and the alleged person that was DMing him and accused him
Yeah.
of whatever. And I remember looking at the DMs going, something seems off about him. Like they looked altered to me in some way, shape, or form. So I just had a sneaky
Mhm.
suspicion that he was innocent. I didn't think he did
Yeah,
it. It
there's
just seemed a little weird.
and it
Like
came at such a weird time when
Yeah, because
everybody
it
was
was like
getting
yeah,
right
ousted for
at the
stupid
height of
shit.
his. He'd never
exactly.
been
Hmm.
more popular, and then all of a sudden,
And right at the height of that whole movement.
yeah,
So I
And you know
mean,
what?
that was just
And,
kind of
and you
it
know
was kind
what?
of
some troll bots
it was
just
just
trying to
kind of
infiltrate
coincidental.
different forms of entertainment, trying
Hmm.
to bring down everybody that they could all at one
Hmm.
time, probably.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah,
Very
absolutely. And
possible.
you know what? Did you guys ever like look at the few people and I'm gonna, in my opinion, I'm going to exclude Marty Skrull away from this part of the conversation because overseas, I
Yeah,
did look it
that
up.
he's
It's different. It is different overseas, but it is frowned on. It is frowned upon over here, regardless of what the
yeah.
rules
Regardless
is
of how it is
overseas.
overseas,
But it is still
that's only
frowned
a that's
upon
a
over here.
well. What's the
But
difference? A couple of years?
yeah,
Yeah,
something like
I think
yeah, it
it's
was something like
I
I
two
think it's
three
mean,
years.
that's
16 over
still.
there, not 18.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
regardless how you look at it, I mean, it's still not right. And
so
anybody, yeah,
so did you
it's just a
guys
different
catch the Chris
culture.
Van
Oh, it's
Vliet
even worse.
interview?
Nope,
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it. I haven't seen
Okay,
it.
I've
so
Mm-mm.
seen clips of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
this man, Patrick Clark, brought every single. I'm talking about. It was probably a book about that thick, nothing but just all the conversation with that whatever person and
Oh,
stuff.
wait. Are you telling me he brought a story? I want to know
He
another story, please.
he did. He did. It
Not
wasn't
another
a
book.
story. He had to finish the story.
No,
He had to finish the story, and I
Patrick
think
no,
that
Clark
that did him
finished the
good.
story before Cody.
Yeah,
probably.
before Cody, but I think it did
That's
him good.
funny.
I think the way that he did it because he brought on there. He went on the Chris Van Vliet. Van Vliet looked at everything that he brought,
Hmm.
and it really showed that yeah he was telling the truth. And he's innocent. I knew something was fishy up with it in the first place. I really did because just like Hula Grim said, Velveteen Dream was going to the moon. He was
He was
going
through the
He was
through the
on,
roof.
yeah, he
moon.
was on a
He was
meteoric
literally
rise at
about to
that
break
He
point.
out
was
onto
on
the
his
main
way.
roster, and he'd be in the main
He was
event
on his way.
or at least the intercontinental scene
Hmm.
right now
Yeah.
had he not gotten.
I would be interested to see a investigation into these allegations that were made against him.
For real.
And but like, because I mean, if
Because you can't
you
just smear
that's
someone's
grounds.
name
If
like
you
that.
if right,
Yeah.
that's slanderous and
Like
libel.
that cost
Like
him
if
how
you
It
many
you
was.
sue
years of
some,
his career?
It
Five,
was.
four,
Four,
something
that
like
4 years.
that.
that
2 years.
4 years.
4 years.
He could sue him for that.
How many millions of dollars could he have made by this point?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
lots
not to
of
mention
Regardless
how
of
much. I
whether
mean,
he
it
would
cost
merch.
Yeah.
WWE probably millions too that they had put into
regardless of
pushing
whether
him.
he would get that ultimately in the long run back, he could if he has a formal investigation into these allegations, which I don't know if there ever truly was. It was just all hearsay, and then all of a sudden he just get canceled. But
What they
if
said,
there
what they
it
said, they
was
ran an investigation on
well,
everything.
I
And
think a lot of times people were just like open and shut with these kind of things, just because it's so hard to really get to the heart of the matter. And whenever it takes a lot more time to investigate in a lot of cases than anybody. Like say he came out with all a big old stack of messages and stuff that he had just evidence that proved he was in the right and he didn't do anything. Like that takes a lot of time, and I think they just kind of railroaded him open and shut. Like, oh, he did it. Fuck him. And
yeah,
so uh, I think if there was any investigation now, there needs to be a secondary investigation to not only clear his name, but to prove that any of this stuff was just a result to slander and libel him as
yeah.
a
Somebody looking for a quick money
sex
grab.
offender or
Somebody
whatever.
looking
Yeah,
for, or somebody looking for a quick money grab. You absolutely damn right about
Exactly. There should be
that. Absolutely.
investigations into a lot of this stuff, and I'm not trying to say that I believe every single guy or woman in which case that is accused of sexual misconduct, but at the same time, there needs to be appropriate methods and avenues of investigation to make sure. I mean, and that's why we have the justice system, and it's been failing us.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother
Well, and this
conversation. It just happened to
accusator never
intercede,
came out in any actual interviews. It was all done behind
right?
social media
Mm-hmm.
accounts from what I
Right.
remember. So that's
Yeah.
also another, like, there's just little signs you can pick up along the way where
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of
Yeah.
pick up on if something's legit or not, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just it didn't sit right with me to just condemn him based off of the allegations. I know when you hear something like that in our society, we've had just, crazy people in positions of power with celebrity status do some pretty gnarly things recently, and
And
it's
here's another
never.
thing. Go ahead. Finish your thought. Sorry, I thought you were
um
paused.
I was just gonna say, and those of us with kids too, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing, in our
Mm-hmm.
society when all this is going on and we have all these little kids, like, what are they growing up when they see this stuff on TV and how that affects their
Like
minds
for
and
real,
stuff like
for real.
that.
That's facts. Like 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts for real. Like
Yeah.
the thing that goes to my mind is because social media is so toxic these days, man. I swear to
Mm-hmm.
God, bro. Like it's hell on earth, man. Like I try to stay off of social media as much as I can because all the bullshit and stuff that goes on out there, people are quick to blame anybody for anything these days, and they all do it behind a fucking computer. And it's
Yep.
sickening. Fucking sickening, man. And people need to fucking grow up, man. The shit that happened to Velveteen Dream, it definitely was. It was all a he say or hearsay and shit like that without any fucking
And
proof. And it
let
cost
me let
his fucking job.
And like we say in
anybody who's
America,
still.
not to cut you off, Otis, but we say innocent till proven guilty. But
Mm-hmm.
in reality, it's not really like that because he
Facts.
lost his job first before anything actually
Mm-hmm.
came out.
Facts.
And
Facts.
here's the thing about all of this. This happened 4, maybe 5 years ago, going on. At this point,
We
what
were still talking black and gold. We were still talking black and gold at that point.
realistically, yeah,
Facts.
realistically, at this point in the game, after he's been it's almost been 5 years since he's been accused of all of this. Exactly what does Patrick Clark have to gain in this instance if he is actually if he's been lying this entire time
That's what
and
I'm
if he
saying. It's like,
actually did what he did and he's stepping
Yeah.
himself back into the limelight and opening himself up to a whole different level of scrutiny potentially and the truth will come out if the avenues if certain avenues are gone down but
I
no he
mean, when you
has
come out to a WWE arena full of people and you're the main event,
mhm,
and then you see that clip on Twitter that was going around of him coming out in that little high school, might have even been an elementary school gym or something. I mean, that area was, I mean, it was a tiny little area with not very many people in it. That's got to be pretty humbling. And to know,
Yeah.
right.
and to be the person to come out in that environment, knowing what you had, knowing that you got screwed out of it, and to still kind of have to
Mhm.
save face and not just be, I don't know how he's just not so angry. You know what I mean?
I can just imagine how like loving wrestling for so long as a child and wanting to do exactly what he was doing and then he's finally succeeding and then like just how these wrestlers like grew up well, a lot of them grew up from kids wanting to wanting to be
We're just getting
wrestlers
started.
and he actually attained that and then all of a sudden some stupid shit some people said ends up railroading his career like
And that's
that just got to be heartbreaking.
I
Yeah.
just
So I
it
feel
is.
for him. If it,
And for
Mhm.
me as a fan of the Velveteen Dream, it definitely was heartening for me because it's like I knew he was
I
the
didn't
next
want to
one
believe
to
it.
go.
I didn't
He
want to
was my
believe it.
I
I
son's
was like,
knew.
favorite
well,
wrestler on
damn.
NXT. My son wore
Yeah.
the Velveteen Dream t-shirt to school like 3 times a week, seriously.
Hmm.
He loved
That's
Velveteen Dream because I took him to a NXT house show when they came here a few times back in the day. But so
Word.
it was really like, I remember having the conversation with him when the news came out, and I said, "What do you think about, the Velveteen Dream stuff and you wearing the shirt?" And at first he was like, "I don't think I should wear this shirt at all anymore. So he hung it up in his closet. And I thought, interesting that he hung it up though and didn't say like get rid of it altogether and throw it in the trash. And I didn't say nothing to him about it. And then some time went by, and I think I was going through his closet getting rid of stuff that didn't fit him anymore or whatever, and saw the shirt, and I was like, oh, maybe it's time for like a new wrestling T-shirt or like a bigger one, something
Yeah.
like that. And he's like, no, I want to keep that. And I was like, well, are you going to leave it in the closet? He was like, no, I don't think he did it. And he was like, if he didn't do it, then there's no reason for me not to wear it. And I think he ended up wearing it again. So
Okay.
Good for him for standing up for what he likes.
yeah, I
For
was
real,
proud of
for
him
real.
for that,
Regardless of
actually.
what was,
Hey, I
regardless
applaud
of what the
Yeah.
case
I
was.
applaud
Yeah.
But hologram. If he had a Vince McMahon shirt, you better throw that shit away immediately.
Oh,
You better throw that
no,
shit away.
no,
Who
no one,
has a Vince
no.
McMahon shirt?
But what,
You'd be
yeah, Vince
surprised.
McMahon
You
had
would be
merchandise.
You be
No chance in
surprised.
hell.
No
Yeah.
chance in hell. Or an old
I can't remember the
shirt.
last time I saw a
WWF
McMahon
shirt.
shirt. I can't remember the last time I saw a Vince McMahon
I never
shirt.
owned a Vince action figure, nothing Vince
Never.
related ever.
Never. I'm about to throw this shit away. I'm about to throw this away.
What's up, Kratos?
She gonna throw that, just gonna throw them away. Just gonna throw them out the way.
You didn't know
What's
that?
up, Kratos?
Yeah, she was a jobber in
Yeah,
NXT
yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, Deanna Purrazzo was in NXT.
You didn't?
Of course
Oh
I was.
yeah, she was. She was.
She was
in,
never treated right. She was never treated right. And by Triple H of all people.
No, she was in at the
She-
beginning. Then she left, and then she came back for the Mae Young Classics, I think.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
then she-
Yeah,
yeah.
she did. She came back for the Mae Young Class. That was when Rhea Ripley
And I
was in
believe-
that thing.
If I remember
2017.
correctly, they offered her a contract, but she went to she did the Indies and then got signed to Impact or something.
Nah, she
Or
was there
did
for a
went to
little
New
bit.
Japan or something.
She
I
got
don't remember.
cut. She was part of the cuts in 2020. The first
Yeah, and that,
Yeah, but
Black Wednesday. And then she went to Impact.
I'm talking about like
Yeah.
when the network started, like back in the day. She was on
Yeah,
NXT
yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was. Yeah, she was.
But she-
Yeah,
she's never given
she
a fair
left
chance.
there. She left
Never
there,
was.
went to Japan, and that's
But she
when
looked green as
met
grass
up,
back then. I wasn't surprised
and
when
they,
they let
yeah,
her go.
Yeah,
she
true.
went. She left there and then went to Stardom or wherever Tony
might have
and
been.
her have that history.
Yeah.
So Tony Storm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I can say. But yeah,
She almost looks like
Deanna
a completely
Purrazzo.
different person now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
not only does she look great, but her in ring ability, like I've watched her evolve. It's definitely gotten
Top
so
five.
much better.
Top 5 technical wrestlers by women. I say.
That's a fair assertion. Yeah.
Top 5.
I get my Norman Smiley
Otis getting
on
excited
Deanna
over there.
Purrazzo, boy. Woo! Get my Norman Smiley on with her.
Right,
I
cowboy.
don't know if you
Yeah.
want to do that. Her husband put a toe tag on you. I don't think you want that.
So do you guys
My-
eventually see Velveteen back in WWE? I'm not saying now because he's just now getting back out
Nah,
there.
TKO ain't gonna do that shit. They ain't gonna do
Um,
that. They ain't gonna do that.
Well, and that's why I'm saying if with him getting back into the line and bringing this whole situation back up and getting his story out there and saying he's innocent, he's obviously on the
His ceiling
the
is
verge of wanting
TNA.
to do
His
something.
ceiling is TNA, bro.
So if it ends up being that Triple H has to go bye-bye in this whole Vince McMahon stuff, I don't think you'll ever
Yeah.
see Velveteen in
No.
WWE.
Yeah,
but I do think
exactly.
you might see him in AEW.
It's very
I
possible,
can't
and
see
even
that.
then, that's what I'm saying. Though, if there's a formal investigation
interesting.
that actually legitimately clears his name, it wouldn't surprise me if Triple H would let him come back.
Wait,
But
what
at
was
this
his ring
point-
name? Do you know his ring name was just Clark? It wasn't Val.
Oh,
I know it's gonna be
Velveteen
Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, Velveteen
Oh,
Dream.
they didn't have the trademark. WWE. They didn't have it trademarked.
I don't know if they got
I-
the Velveteen Dream
He came out as
trademark.
Velveteen Dream at that little indie show he just did with
Oh,
his
so
theme
they must
music.
have just
Oh,
said,
well,
you know
so
what,
he
we're gonna
must-
get rid of everything.
He must
So,
have.
yeah, they probably just
yeah.
scrapped the whole thing
Trademark.
from there.
All right, they
Yeah.
just dropped it probably.
Well,
Let it
and,
overlap.
good for
overrun.
him for being able to carry on what
Or maybe
should
it
be
just did
rightfully
that. That's
his.
why he chose now to come back.
Or maybe
Let his name
WWE,
go
when he
back.
was able to prove that he was innocent, gave that to him to help him maybe
Or,
try to
they
get
Kinda
let
get
the
him back
trademark
on.
run out.
Maybe
That-
to kind
that
of
would
get him to
not-
come back in. But I'll say give it a year with him being on the indie circle around, just kind of shake off the ring rust and stuff like that. Get a couple of good matches in and stuff. Get some reviews out there. If Triple H is still in control, if Triple H doesn't get vacuumed into this Vince McMahon bullshit, along with Stephanie and whoever else that may come out. In about a good year, I could see by next year, I could see Patrick Clark, aka Velveteen Dream, back in WWE.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Patrick Clark in AEW. I would
That'd be
not
crazy.
mind that at all. Oh my God, the matches that I could see, I would love to
Probably
get that
smart,
Adam
Willie.
Cole, Patrick Clark one more time. If Malachi don't go back to WWE, get Malachi and Patrick Clark one more time.
That
You do a takeover
bro.
in AEW.
And here's the thing, I would love to see him in AEW. And there's another thing with the way AEW is booking right now. I've been saying this for a while. Like when you got a big name to come in, feed them a few jobbers or just to get their feet wet, and then maybe send somebody out there and try and get a small program going. Just that you gotta, you can't just let it go a slow burn. Just feed them in. Like whether it's got to be whether that small feud has got to be somebody who's just who's at the bottom of the ladder that they got to get past, or
Who is Woo Woo?
like
Zack Ryder.
Uh,
That's Zack Ryder, right?
yeah, Matt Cardona.
I never heard nobody say who is Woo Woo. I thought it was Ric Flair at first.
Woo woo
Nah,
woo,
nah,
you
nah,
know.
yeah.
Jen might have been
It's just
talking
one
about
woo.
Ric Flair.
Oh,
I thought she was talking about
Yeah, he
Zack
does
Ryder.
this woo woo, and then he does the kick. Yeah, yeah.
Woo, woo.
Matt Cardona.
That's funny.
Come on.
That's
King of the
hilarious
Broski
as
boot.
hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
that
is
tweets are
hilarious.
getting a
Right.
little. His tweets are getting a little much.
Yeah.
But
Zack
I
Drider.
do see Velveteen Dream coming back. I think Triple H had something. I think Triple H was upset when all this bullshit came out about
Yeah.
Patrick Clark. Triple H had him
Because
on
he was
a
pushing him, man, and they
train.
were putting money into the guy, and he was going right this way. He wasn't even like at a trajectory. I mean, he was like
Bro,
going
If he
John
hadn't-
straight up
Cena wanted to
Going
wrestle.
There
up,
was a
man.
point.
to the
John Cena
moon.
There
wanted
was
to
a
wrestle.
point with
Yeah.
the way that Ricochet was doing it on Black and Gold and Velveteen Dream when they had a couple good matches together.
I love
The
And
that.
first
that
was-
what was the name of that
and-
title?
Gotta say his name
The
right.
North American was it the
the
North
North
American
American
American.
title.
Yeah,
No. What? Ricka? What?
that match was so
Ricochet
good.
What? What's his name?
Rick O'Shea.
Ricochet?
What?
Ricochet.
Rico shit. Oh, okay.
Rico
Rico
Chet.
shit.
Rico
Yeah,
Chet.
yeah.
He still kicked the shit out of you, Swifty.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
You don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one.
I mean,
that was
you
one of my
start
favorite
talking the way you do
Velveteen
about
Dream.
Samantha Irvin, yeah, he'll be coming. He'll coming for you.
You two, y'all
Real
talking
quick.
You're
about
starting to
it.
talk
I'd
like
be
a
like,
casual, Rob.
Hey, I don't know.
You're starting to talk like a
Never,
casual.
never count
my
me
guy.
out. Never count me out. Never count me out. Never count. Never do that.
Oh, you know what, Kratos? You're right. You're right. He did win that the Worlds Collide tournament.
Yeah.
Right
He did
before all
right.
this bullshit happened.
He did win that.
I mean, he was racking
But don't-
accolades
Rick's
up.
hurt.
He was
Yeah,
racking
That's
them
the
up
thing.
left and right.
How much
He still owed the title shot.
How much
He
did
never
we
got his
love
title shot.
Ricochet when he was on the Indies and doing stuff in Black and Gold and even in New Japan?
King
He was
Puma.
fucking awesome. Him and Osprey
He was.
have some of the that too.
Yeah.
Him and
That
Osprey have
viral
some of the
video
best
of
technical.
his match with Osprey in New Japan was.
I fucking love.
I remember
those
watching
matches.
that, and that I was really into Lucha Underground at the time, and then I discovered, like, after that match, I found out somehow that Ricochet is Prince Puma in Lucha Underground, and when I realized that, I was like, no shit. And then it was just like, who are these guys? Like, you know, how once
Like,
you,
there's
once you see
Lucha
something like
Underground
that, if
guys
you're a
everywhere.
wrestling fan, you just start following. You just start wanting to follow. Like, okay, where's he at? Where's he? When are they wrestling? How can I see him? Like, yeah, he was totally mind blowing. Both of them were in that match.
Yeah, I forgot. He did
But,
catch that in. He won that North American Championship too. That's right.
Uh huh.
He won.
But
he
like
won, he
you
won-
would you
he
would have
won
think
that shit.
you would have thought it had nothing happened to Velveteen with any of the allegations. He probably would have been called up to the main roster with Ricochet.
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
surprise
surprised
me.
he wasn't called up
But
already.
That's the thing. That's the thing about the booking, though. What I was trying to get to is how much do we really give a shit about Ricochet? He little Swifty Rob
Ricochet?
Tay down here
No.
over here. He's
No.
he's calling him Ricochet. And
Hey,
how
no,
much
Chris
do
did.
we
Chris
not
called him. Chris
believe
called him
that
that.
in the long
I'm just
run?
calling.
It's the booking, and that's
Well,
what's
don't hang around with
upsetting
scripts,
so
Rob.
much. Why are
Nah,
they
that's
upset?
Chris
Why
said
are
that
they
shit.
okay with being booked like shit?
Where is? Oh,
I
is he
don't
hurt?
appreciate. I don't
Is he hurt?
appreciate it as a fan. They
Where he
shouldn't
hasn't been on. He hasn't
as
been on
talent.
television. Where is he?
Dude, Ricochet was a beast in NXT. Do y'all
Hey,
remember
that was my
promo?
Yes,
yo, he was
bro.
awesome that whole year, 2018. That whole year, he was awesome.
Mhm.
One of my favorite
Yeah,
wrestlers.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Y'all remember
Like
that
how
promo
much
he did with
the
Velveteen
main
Dream where he
roster
flipped
is
over the
at least
fucking ropes?
under the Vince era. The main roster is where NXT and other developmental talent went to fucking die, and that is
Yeah.
not fucking okay with me. And just considering where Ricochet is now compared to where he was, New Japan, Lucha Underground, NXT. Why can't he fucking prevail on the main roster? Not very happy, in my opinion.
Vince.
Like, I'm not happy about it as a fan. Why should he as
Bruce.
talent?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's
Vince and Bruce.
making his money.
yeah,
Bruce Pritt.
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
I don't
but
know.
I believe
Stand off
like
my soapbox for a
I
minute.
think Velveteen Dream is gonna come back. I think there's gonna be some awesome feuds for him when he does come back within a year or whatever. Whether he comes back to WWE, if he goes to AEW, man, the ceiling is probably even higher. Can you imagine Swerve
I
versus
don't think
Velveteen
AEW
Dream?
wants that problem right now.
Oh, snap.
But,
I don't
can
think they
you
want that,
imagine that
that
though?
publicity.
Can you
I'm
imagine that
certain.
Swerve versus Velveteen Dream? How about
Yeah, that
Swerve
would be.
versus Roderick Strong or Swerve
They have
versus
history. That's who took his North American
Velveteen
title
Dream
from him.
versus Roderick Strong? Or how about Velveteen Dream versus a fucking
Adam Cole again.
Adam Cole again, Malachi,
again.
Buddy
Him and
Matthews,
fucking Aleister Black.
MJF versus Velveteen Dream. Y'all don't think
No. We
that
can't
would
do
be
that.
excellent?
MJF is gonna go straight for the allegations. That's the first thing he's gonna do in the feud. I don't know if you
And
want.
I just want to know, Rob, how you gonna call me a Unabomber when you show up with a hoodie on?
I don't have the glasses, dude. I don't have the glasses. All right, this is different. Take
So,
the glasses off. I'm just a guy from. Everybody in Maryland does this. Come on now. Everybody looks like this. All right, everybody got a
Because it's
hoodie
Same.
cold
on.
as
Everybody
shit
looks
up
like
there.
this
That's
here.
why.
Everybody wears shades.
For both of y'all. For the
Shady.
both of y'all.
Y'all-
It's cold as shit where y'all at, man.
Look shady.
Me
All
and
right,
Jeremy
Queen
enjoy
Rob,
the
you're a
nice
clown.
I'm sick, man. So
degree weather.
I got a
It's
big
sunny
monitor and the
outside.
light is like blowing my eyeballs out.
Okay. Hands
Nah,
up.
nah,
We're done.
I don't know how to
We're
do
done.
dark
We're
screen
done.
on StreamYard. I got everything else dark mode,
Oh,
but
I
I
don't know how
can't
to do
figure
that.
it out
It
on
just happened.
StreamYard.
I don't know how to do that either. I wish
Well,
I
on my
could find
phone, I
out
can
how
do.
to
I
do
could
that.
do the thing. It's easier on my phone.
Yeah. But hey, for Velveteen Dream, man, I hope everything works out for you, bro. I hope you get back out
Yeah.
there and you do your thing. You get back to doing what you were doing, and you either come back to WWE or you go to AEW. It really doesn't matter. Just want to see you on TV, bro. Doing your
Yeah,
thing.
we want
Yeah, man, because
success,
he was done
especially.
dirty for sure. He was done dirty,
Mhm.
and
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with him coming back for real.
Bo Dallas.
No.
I don't know if a few of y'all saw the little tweet that I sent y'all.
Yeah, that's
Bo Dallas
interesting.
is rehashing.
It was pretty cool.
YS6.
I will say that.
Bo Dallas is rehashing the YS6, and he is going to bring them to WWE.
Bro, I will say this: WWE. I saw that video. They need to watch out with copyright because was it Ramley Rabbit? He looked like the Five Nights at Freddy Rabbit. He looked like that guy, kind of. Better watch out.
I think the Five Nights at Freddy.
No, not Glitch Trap. Yeah, Glitch is a Glitch. No, Spring Bonnie.
Blue Rabbit. He was blue. It was a blue rabbit, but he kind of looked like him.
It's Bonnie. Yeah,
you better watch
It
out.
kind of looked like Bonnie, but I thought it was kind of a mixture between Bonnie and
It's very Five Nights at Freddy.
Just a little bit. But it's
Eric
creepy
Rowan.
as fuck, though. Very creepy as fuck, man. Man, I don't know if you saw a hologram. I will have to send it to you. I will send it to you. But Jeremy, Rob, what y'all think of that?
I just told you.
I didn't see it.
Pretty cool.
It was interesting to actually hear Bo Dallas's voice for one, and how similar him and Bray sound.
He sound like Bray.
Yeah, him and Wyndham sound so similar.
Wow.
I mean, you can tell the difference, but just hearing that voice again is just kind of touching. But no, it was very telling that there's something developing with the YS6. However long it takes, they're cooking something.
They are. Yeah.
But they, yeah.
Let me see it. Send it to me. I want to see.
I'll send it to you, dude. He mentioned Karrion Cross. He mentioned Alexa Bliss. He mentioned Ricochet. I
Yeah.
forgot who
Eric
else he
Rowan.
mentioned. I think he
Eric
talked about
Rowan.
AOP. He talked
Well,
to
he was
Eric
in there.
Rowan. He talked about
Well, he didn't talk
AOP.
about him. He was in there. He was in there. He was in the
I
video.
got
But
you, Otis. I got it.
he said right here. What you say, Jen? Right here. He's bringing in the Wire
Yeah.
Six,
Wyatt
but
six.
but it's dude. I think it's going to be just a notch better than what Bray had up here. I think Bo is just taking off with it. I don't think there's going to be an Uncle Howdy though. I think he said there's going to be no more Uncle Howdy.
Nah, we don't need
Did
that.
y'all hear that?
We don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
did hear
I
that.
think,
We don't need it. Speedboat Dallas.
and yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
Jen. Do it for Bray.
Oh, it is for
Absolutely
Bray.
do
No
it
doubt, it is
for
for
Bray.
Bray. It is.
And it's going to do this. This is
Well,
going to
it's
be so
not
cool.
because they
Now,
miss Bo Dallas and they want him back so desperately. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
but
No, it is
They're
not.
like, Bo Dallas,
it's
what's your
probably
pitch for a return? And he gives like pitches for like 15. Oh, sorry. I don't know why my phone is going off out of nowhere. He pitches like 15 original gimmicks and they all get turned down. And then he goes, how about if I come back as my brother Bray? And then, yeah, that sounds good.
Well,
like
Otis, I don't.
I'm curious. I'm waiting. I am dying to see this, man, because that promo, just the promo, the way he did the promo and everything, it just they got to be cooking up something really good with this. And I want to know when it's going to happen. I really do. It's I'm thinking sometime this year at least.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
got to
after
happen.
WrestleMania. Definitely after WrestleMania, probably.
That'll be a good start to have
I
it.
want them to do what they did with Bray when he first came back and have the little tropes things, the rabbit thing or something like that, like
Yeah.
for a couple months, and then do that. That'd be pretty cool.
Where's the
Now, are we
tweet, y'all?
gonna get the QR codes?
Jeremy, are you gonna send it to him or
Well,
not?
yeah. Sorry, I was trying to find it.
Or not?
Here, I'll just look him up.
Yeah,
Is he under Bo Dallas on Twitter?
I'm getting right now too. Yeah, I'm gonna
Is he
send
under-
it to you right here on Twitter. Holy,
Is he under Bo Dallas
my
or
internet.
Wyndham or what?
give me 1 second.
Yeah, internet is everybody's ops.
Just tell me what his Twitter
You said
is.
what
I can
now?
find it. If you tell me
How
his
about
Twitter,
you?
I can find it.
Well, I don't know his Twitter, so
Is this it right
I
here?
wish I did. Probably just Bo Dallas, WWE. I don't know. Or Bo
I got
Leave
you.
or something.
I got you.
He's not under
I got you, Julio.
WWE anymore.
Right here.
I just got it. He's gonna
All
get
right,
it. A couple
I just
times.
sent it to you.
I got it.
Holy,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, we got 2 hours until the game starts.
like it's
Go.
so telling. It is so telling, man. And like I said, I'm curious about this, man, because I think it's going to be a fantastic little thing that Bo Dallas does, man. So, but hey, good shit for Bo Dallas, man.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, we're gonna
we're
talk
waiting.
about it tomorrow. We'll talk about
the
it tomorrow.
Fireflies are
On the-
waiting, bro.
something
You
too.
got to feed us. Feed us. You got to feed the
Yeah.
Fireflies, Bo.
Okay.
We're ready. We are ready. Feed us.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
This will definitely put a shock, like a jolt of excitement inside of WWE, which what they desperately really needs right now. So
My
hopefully
internet keeps
everything-
blinking.
hopefully everything's going good. And
Do we know
now,
that this is Bo
real
Dallas
quick,
for sure?
Yes, Bo Dallas.
That's Bo
Sounds
Dallas.
like him.
That's
It
him.
sounds
That's
like him.
100%.
Pretty-
100% that's Bo Dallas. 100%. So now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast, I just want to remind everybody to make sure that you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe, press that bell for all notifications so you know when we do go live and when the shit happens, man. And comment, join the conversation, be a part of the Bay Bay family, man. We here, man. We are better than the Don Callis family. I'm telling you,
Way better.
It is not just a saying. This is factual information. You know, you're
Yeah,
free
you don't
to
see
come
nobody
on
with
here.
a scar right here, a fake scar.
Exactly.
You don't see nobody.
None of
You don't
that.
see nobody with a fake
But
scar.
you're free to come on here. You're free to talk your shit as long as it's respectfully. You know, if you disagree about something, let's cordially talk about it. Have cordial conversations about whatever we may agree and disagree with. Help, hey, maybe you guys might have something that y'all can change our minds on. Feel free. I challenge y'all. I challenge y'all to come on here and tell us why you believe a certain thing besides ours. But always make sure y'all follow my bros over here, man. Y'all know the mid most Mark, the bro from the Mo. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him on his YouTube channel. My boy Rob, hey, he's going live right after this,
2 hours.
man.
2 hours.
All-Star game.
2 hours.
He's
In
already
2
worried
hours,
about the
All-Star
time.
game.
He ain't even
I will
live
be
yet.
on his. I will be on his channel supporting my Thunder guys. Shay
I was
Gillius,
just
Alexander
gonna wear that.
representing.
I was wearing that.
You know what I'm saying? So I will be thundered up. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the one they call Hooli. Make sure you go follow him on X. Maybe he'll start his own YouTube channel up soon. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Once he gets everything situated, I can tell right now Hooli gonna have 2,000 subscribers in like 2 days. So
Oh yeah.
that's just gonna be
Very
apropos
possible.
right there.
That'd be
So,
lit.
but always show your love to the Baby family, man. You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna get right into this meat potato, man. I'm gonna go over this shit, and once I do, I need my boys right here to just help me out, or just retort anything. If there's anything that I'm missing, I need y'all to kind of back me up a little bit. So, yeah, today I'm gonna be a Cody crybaby. All right, you sons of
Homelander.
bitches.
Crazy.
I'm finna be a Cody crybaby right goddamn now, all right? Because I've had it.
Oh, we
This is the
finna get
last
into
time.
it then.
This is the last time y'all gonna hear me talk about this shit until after Saturday, when the picture is more clear
Can we
about
just
WrestleMania.
let it play out?
No.
Oh, we'll let it play out. We'll let it
But
play
yeah, we
out.
can. I hope.
Sure, we'll let it play out. But look,
since y'all got your way, y'all stomped your feet and said wham wham and got your way.
I didn't stomp hard enough because I don't think people heard me stomping. So I'm gonna make sure I stomp like a motherfucker so motherfuckers can hear me today. So I'm gonna go through this, and this is the last time y'all gonna hear me say about this shit. So when Cody came in, Cody left AEW. We all knew he was gonna come back to WWE. It's been reported, all this other stuff. TK sent out a thank you and stuff like that. Basically, left the door open for Cody and Brandy to come back to AEW whenever they feel like it. Cody felt like he had to go do something to go prove something in WWE, which was do something that his father couldn't do / half-ass do and win the WWE championship. So Cody left, he showed up, and then we begin the story. Okay. We start with the story. Cody jumps in, goes through all these little feuds. I think he returned at Mania. He battled Seth Rollins. Yeah, it was Seth Rollins, right? He
Yeah, first
battled
match.
Seth. He beat Seth, and then he started the feud that led up to Hell in a Cell, where he tore his fucking pectoral muscle. He damaged himself.
Ripped
Purple
his
That hurt
titty.
him.
off.
Purple titty. Purple
His
titty.
run.
Purple titty.
Yeah,
Purple
his
titty.
booby. Yeah,
He had a grimace
he
titty.
had a purple
Crazy.
Tore
booby.
his titty clean off.
Yeah, had a
Grimace
purple
titty.
booby. So
Yeah.
he did that, tore the muscle, rehab. He returned at a
Terrible.
at a very lackluster Rumble that had Rey Mysterio missing, and he won that with no effort. He didn't beat 29 other superstars. He beat like 5 or 6. It was a crappy number that he came in. Nobody enjoyed it. Even I didn't enjoy it. And he lost at WrestleMania after building that feud. Now I put a like a little star right there because in my eyes, I put that as this is where after he lost at WrestleMania 39, it was like this is where the problem this is where the problem started, or whatever case that it could be. But I felt like this is where the issue started because I felt like Roman should have lost at 39. A lot of people thought Roman should have lost at 39. Whatever. I'm gonna get back to that point in just a second. So after he lost, it became the road to adversity. He did a feud with Brock Lesnar that led all the way up through SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes finally beat Brock Lesnar with 3 crossroads. Brock Lesnar shakes his hand, earns his respect. Brock Lesnar goes off and does Lord knows whatever. Okay.
He's hunting. My bad. He's hunting. That's
Well,
what he
yeah,
did.
the hunting.
He's hunting.
Then after that, Cody Rhodes got into a little feud with Judgment Day, got rid of Judgment Day, had a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura, got rid of Nakamura, won the Royal Rumble, had that fucking dumbass bull match with Nakamura after that. It was just all over the fucking place after that.
How do you make a bull rat a
Now he
bull
was
rope? Terrible
the
match.
bull rope,
Terrible.
whatever the fuck that shit was
That was
called.
so
But
boring. So boring.
so he won. He wins the Rumble. Came in at a better number. Punk gets injured. Cody wins the Rumble, and now we are to where we are right now. When it came to Roman,
Work on it.
Roman
Gotta work on the
was
tricep, buddy. Gotta work on the
yeah.
tricep.
Now Roman, when it came to Roman, it was body after body after body after body after body after body after body. Losing the tag match, he gets pinned by Jay in the tag match against the Usos. Then it's body after body after body. And now it's like this. Now we're stuck right here. Cody went through all this adversity, which what people wanted it last year, which I'm gonna put a star by that too. Roman went through everybody, all including John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and all these other great athletes and superstars in WWE. He went through all of them, just body stacked Daniel Bryan, stacked Edge, and Drew McIntyre, and all this other stuff. I want to say this. For my belief, and I know the bro from the Mo has a different opinion on how I feel. But this is what I'm going to say, and I'm just going to let these three go with however they feel about the situation. This is how I feel about it.
Oh, he
You
has his hand
came
up. Hologram has his hand up. What?
Okay, hold on, Hooli. Hold on, Hooli. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. Just give me a sec. Here's how
Are
I
you
feel.
muted? Are you muted?
I thought you were done. My bad. My bad.
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Here's how it goes. Cody came in, and I feel like when Cody came in, they promised him a championship. He wanted the WWE Championship. Obviously, that's the one that he wanted because that's the one he's been fighting for 2 years. Roman has been on this historic run with this title. He's beaten everybody except the man that you see right here in Hooli's screen and down there in Jeremy's screen. All right. Here's my opinion. I'm firm on this. This is my reason why Cody should win at WrestleMania, and I'm going to leave it at that. Cody done battled back from injury. He done battled back from the bottom of the totem pole and made his way all the way back up. He won the Rumble, a fair Rumble win this time. And now for somebody like The Rock, who became board member
Walk.
on
Say it
January
right.
3rd.
Say it right.
The Walk. Excuse me, The Walk.
The Walk.
He came in at January 3rd, became board member, and now he wants to do the match with Roman. Why? My question for Rock is this. You, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Hold on. Let me do this. For you, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, and I'm going to let Hologram go once I say this. My question for you. Hey, Huli, just kind of dug down out the way real quick so I can talk to The Rock one-on-one. You don't need to back him up for this one. So, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, Mr. Rock, The Rock. My question for you is this. Why didn't you do the WrestleMania match last year? Even though last year you said you wasn't physically ready to take on Roman Reigns. But why did you decide to do it this year knowing that the story was going on with Cody 2 years into this business? You decided that you wanted to take on this match right there now instead of waiting until after WrestleMania, which in my eyes probably would have been better. Or matter of fact, you could have just jumped your ass in the Royal Rumble and won the Royal Rumble. But why wait? It should have happened last year. Why this year?
I have a simple answer for that. I just wanted. I know Jeremy wants to he's probably got more than me to say. I just wanted to say something real quickly about it. Two things. Why not last year? If you guys don't remember, I know Jeremy will remember this, but because WrestleMania was going to be held in LA, I remember around the Royal Rumble, Rock did an interview. He alluded in an interview to something about doing WrestleMania that year, and then
yes,
I think it was on it was ESPN
Pat
actually,
McAfee.
I think.
Yeah.
And then he said, Pat McAfee asked him, "Or actually see you at WrestleMania this year in LA?" And he said he wanted to, but he was still under contract with the movie studios, and then they hadn't gone on strike yet. And I think had they not gone on strike, I don't think we're seeing Rock at this year's WrestleMania. And
Okay,
then
but the
also
strike
on
is
top
over
of
though.
it,
The strike been over though,
well,
right?
it's over now, but
Then it wasn't. It wasn't then.
and then to your point about Cody's timeline, the one thing that trumps everything that you said about from the moment he left AEW
Mhm.
is Roman Reigns' story was already going.
Yeah,
That's the one thing that nobody's talking about. Is we've been
yeah.
on the Roman Reigns
Yeah, it's
ride.
been
It's
going for
been the
2
Roman
years
Reigns tour
before Cody
for
came there.
7 years, since it's been the Big Dog, and then it's been
Dog
Tribal
food.
Chief. You know what I mean?
I'm not counting
So
that. I'm
when
not
Cody
counting that
comes
baby
in,
face. I'm not counting that baby face run. I'm not counting that baby face run because nobody
Yeah, for
wanted
7 years.
Roman
I'm
at that
just
time.
saying the whole time that Cody's gone, we had Roman shoved down our throats when we didn't want him shoved down our throats. You know what I mean?
Okay,
And
fair,
Vince
fair,
was trying to
fair.
force Roman in this babyface character that nobody could stand or want, and refused to turn him heel. And then he's getting booed out of the building, so then finally they have no choice but to make him a heel, and then continue to push him down our throats for the last 3 or 4 years or however long it's been. Cody comes in, you can't just bypass that, because the whole reason why the Bloodline story is being told was because when you got to the end, Roman's done destroyed everything in his path, so to speak, obviously with help along the way every single time.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
even
Aside
that
from
guy
that,
right up there.
the end game, the final boss for Roman is Mr. Eyebrows.
Yeah, it would be Dwayne. It
So
definitely
I
would
was
be.
not ever saying Cody shouldn't finish his story or he doesn't deserve to be in the main event scene or get the title, but you got to finish Roman's story before you get to Cody. I feel like if Cody finished his story first, I feel
Yeah.
like everybody is so over Roman Reigns running roughshod over the company and having the stranglehold on the world title scene. Once he loses that title, no one's going to care about Roman and Rock no more.
All right,
No
all
one
right.
as soon as Cody
It
gets
will
that
lose
belt,
steam.
no one cares what Roman does anymore from this point forward. No one.
Exactly.
So
He might as well
and,
retire. He really might as well
Exactly.
retire, because what is he going to do?
and that's and I love that point right there. And you could be right about that. You definitely could be right about that. But what I think if what I think is terrible. It's probably actually really terrible to think about this. But here's the ultimately thing: if Cody loses, I understand, because Jeremy was even telling me that Cody won the Rumble twice. He's going to lose WrestleMania twice.
If he loses, I'm leaving.
Who said
I'm
that?
leaving.
Here's my thing: if Cody loses at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
then his story it means shit.
Trash.
You might as well call TK and say, "Let me come back." You might
There's
as well.
aspects of this.
I
There's
don't
aspects
see-
of
Because
this you guys
he'll
are
be
not.
dead. He'll be dead. You had
I
2
understand how
shots.
the really heavy Cody fans see it like that, because I've seen storylines to my favorite wrestlers in the past the same way. And I get how, so I'm not arguing and saying that you're wrong, but as somebody that's not that deep involved with the Cody storyline, I feel
Yeah.
like there's other things that they can do, because like me and Jeremy keep stating, Cody has never made it adamantly clear that to finish his story has to be at WrestleMania.
No. It's just the title. Just the title. That's all
Uh,
that he
and
wanted.
that's all he said he
And I
wanted.
think that the majority of the Cody stands, the crazy
Yeah,
ones
they're-
acting like irrational on social media,
Right.
have lost sight of that. They think that no, it's got to happen at Mania because he was
It has
gypped
to be
last year.
Roman.
Like,
No, it doesn't.
we already just got a repeat Rumble. Now you all cried and whined, so now we're going to get a repeat Mania. Well, here's the thing: if Cody goes into Mania, how can he not lose?
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, because me and Jeremy talked early on the phone, And Jeremy
It
made a
cheapens
point
the
about
title because everybody knows he's getting it given to him if he wins it, in my opinion.
Let me make my point then.
You know, Jeremy brought up a point to me earlier when we was on the phone. He said WWE is about making big moments and stuff like that. And we was talking about the Hogan record and Cody possibly winning the title in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
He better get money in the bank if that happens. But if WWE is all about making big moments, what bigger moment is there than WrestleMania? People
And
always
here's
talking
another
about
thing, real quick, that no one's talking about when it comes to Cody. Damian Priest still has this briefcase.
Oh, we talked about it. We talked about it.
Not one person that has a big platform in the IWC has said his name.
We'll get there one day.
As being a potential factor into this whole WrestleMania main event. No one said his name at all. So it's not a first shot. Just because you guys are getting Roman versus Cody doesn't necessarily mean that Cody's walking out of Mania with that belt.
No.
And like I said, I personally believe that Roman has to finish his story with this guy before Cody can realize the fruition of what quest he's been embarked on for the last couple of years since he's come back into the company.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, your turn. I think, right? No, Jeremy's turn. He's been waiting. He's been waiting.
Well, Otis keeps bringing up. Well, me and Jeremy was on the phone and talking about this, and I'm like, motherfucker, let me say it then.
This is the only one I talk to on the phone. I don't have Rob's number or Hoolie's number, so who else am I going to talk to about this?
You can DM me.
Okay. I hate talking. All right, BiggOh Swifty. All right, so we'll get to some of this.
Buried him on his own show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, never on my show. Never mind.
All right, so here's the thing. All of these Cody crybabies did was set other shit back and maybe have to displace some things going down in the future. So what this really was, they're still going along with the plan. But the only difference is that Cody probably will get his Mania match, but he ain't going to win. He's had back-to-back Royal Rumble wins, and now he's going to have back-to-back WrestleMania losses. But that's not going to be the end. There's story in how they play this, and it has to be played pretty close to the vest and pretty concisely as to how I'm getting ready to explain. But what they did... Yep, Cody crybabies.
Put the tears right here. I don't have any ice.
What they did is they pivoted to a little bit to the side. Yeah, they pivoted a little bit to the side to an offshoot to at least give the Cody Crybabies what they want. And the Cody Crybabies want that Mania title match. And he's going to get it, but he's not going to win. And here's the reason why. Cody doesn't he has already said that he didn't want to win. He doesn't he wants to win. He wants to take everything from Roman. Again, Roman Reigns does not have everything. He has still not beaten this guy.
Right.
Okay? He's not beaten him. And
look at the family tree. Look at the family tree. It says High Chief on the Rock's name. High Chief. Might as well just say Final Boss.
Right, exactly. So, I'm trying to get out of the light and get a little bit better shot of me. Anyway, so, with this in mind, Rock is the High Chief. Rock is the final boss. He's the tribal chief. So when it comes to it, the Rock is got what Roman needs to be at that high level. There is no getting past this. Roman is already he's already got everything. No, he doesn't have everything. He has the title. And Cody already said. Good. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say real quick that to piggyback off of what you said, I just saw a comment from, is it Patrick Palmer? He says it does kind of feel like a you got what you wanted moment. And when we were talking about WrestleMania making moments, the epic moments happen from the organic shit. Like think about Daniel Bryan winning at 30, right? Because the whole yes movement, and we thought we were getting Batista forced on us, and it ended up being an epic moment for Daniel Bryan, right?
But don't you think that's
not quite the same as this? I know people are comparing the two situations, but I don't think it's comparable because This is like the fans have really like hijacked, what's
And this
it
is their way.
you can see on
This
the
is their
Rock's
way to
face, he's really been upset. Like, okay, you guys, you got what you wanted. And to what Jeremy said, he's not going to win Mania, Cody, because The Rock keeps saying, if you listen to what he's saying, he says, enjoy the ride that we're taking you on, right? He says, you guys got what you wanted the other night when he was in the ring on SmackDown. WWE has never, ever given the fans everything that they want. So you're going to get the main event, but he's not going to win because they're not going to it's not going to be an epic organic moment that just happened because of some epic storyline that's being told.
Right.
It's got to be genuine, in my opinion.
So basically, when this was what was the original plan with Rock and Roman, they are originally supposed to have this match for Roman to actually be the biggest star that they could possibly make. God mode.
Yeah.
But even then, there's still two little caveats to that thing. WWE, as Otis said that I was saying, they are in the business to, at least these days, and we've already heard that Triple H said, heard Triple H say, this is the new WWE, and you ain't seen nothing yet, or something to that effect. We're just getting started, or you haven't seen anything yet. And so that kind of said to me, oh, it looks like they might want to make some bigger moments. And I'd already had the impression that they were going to do something. By that point, I had already been touting it on here that Roman is going to beat Hogan's record. And
what else did
Dr. Evil Genius? Huh?
Rock said something.
He
I
said,
don't remember if it was on SmackDown or if it was during the press conference that they did, but he said something to the effect of, aside from being like here for the long game, right? Which think about this scenario. Yeah. So Roman's got to get to he's got to get to quote unquote what we've been saying, God mode, and that he can only attain that by beating Big Brother cousin, the legendary Rock. Yeah. Well, now that the Rock is here for the long game, Rock said he's going to do everything. It was SmackDown. He said he's going to do everything in his power to make sure Cody doesn't leave Mania with that title, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever that means, this leads me to believe if he's here for the long game and he's not running right back to Hollywood after Mania is over, something's going to happen at Mania that's going to create an extension of Cody's storyline that's going to have Cody going against The Rock before he actually gets to Roman and the title. That's what I think.
That's possible, and there's a lot of open area for what I'm getting ready to possibly say, but but I've got a way, and this is how I think it should happen, or at least the things that matter. But basically, all of this is them pivoting and giving the crybabies what they want, because Cody, like say, they did. There is credence in their crying and bitching and moaning because they spent so much time making Cody and putting emphasis on Cody's story. But
true.
This whole situation with The Rock and Roman, that was already supposed to have happened, and that was already something that was already something that was in the works, and they had to put it off. Now
think about, we had COVID happen too, so who knows how much that factored into why we hadn't seen Rock and Roman yet.
But, and so, given that, Roman looking up at Rock like a scared little kid or somebody like, oh...
Look at the picture. Look at your picture.
He means business. Yeah.
He's looking up at him right now.
Yeah. And so, with that in mind, like, there is no second guessing. Like, they are trying... right now, they're trying to at least give The Rock and Roman some kind of buddy, I got your back, because there's so many people, you've got so much adversity, you're facing a lot of shit yourself right now. But he's here, he's eventually going to get he's going to get The Rock versus Roman. We're going to get that. But so Cody getting his match, but it's still allowing the head of the table match to happen.
Right, and like I said, also, I never said Cody shouldn't get his match. It's just got to go in the correct order.
And here's the thing: Cody versus Seth, and this is only if they're going for unification. But in which case, this makes everything else that he is doing at that point. If they go for unification, this makes it that much more important. So I'm saying Cody versus Seth for the world title on night one, and on also on night one, Roman faces The Rock for the head of the table. Roman wins. Roman goes over. Night 2, Cody versus Roman for the title. And what you could argue that Rock and Roman, that Rock perhaps does want the title, and he wants it's for the head of the table and the title, and he loses, and he's basically given, and that basically gives Roman his head of table high chief status. And so now he's beaten his final boss, or so he thinks.
Right.
But at that point, you can have a lot of back and forth and whatnot. But Cody's gonna lose back-to-back Mania matches as he won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. So you can go back and forth with him and The Rock at any point, because The Rock still maybe wants that title for whatever reason. Like, and there's a litany of things that you can come up with as good, logical, thought-provoking reasons why The Rock might still want to be involved or have that title. Yeah. And so, or even mess with Cody.
Yeah, I feel like
because Cody's going to lose. Because Cody's going to lose. And at which point, up until a certain point, which I'm going to say Money in the Bank, the Roman is already got God mode. He's already done this, and the Rock is just kind of there, falling in line, perhaps, or at least just or whatever. He's just still there.
Well, he's roadblocking Cody,
but perhaps, yeah. But Roman at that point, he's antagonizing and saying, I've already beat you, and there's no like, you're not finishing your story. You've already had that chance. Get to the back of the line, or even then I will ensure that you never get another title shot. And then lo and behold, through a bunch of adversity, he winds up getting Money in the Bank. Now, breaking back to original, who's got Money in the Bank right now? Damian Priest. Damian Priest, you could say that at one of the Mania matches, if he doesn't try sooner.
When did he win that title? He got it at Money in the Bank.
When did he win?
Sorry, not the title. The briefcase. He won it at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, he wanted Money in the Bank.
So is Money in the Bank, is that the first pay-per-view or PLE after Mania?
Third.
No, it's Backlash.
No.
It's Backlash.
Okay. But so I want to say that Priest is just sitting around waiting for his Mania moment. So he's probably going to come out during, if not, I want to say he's going to want to mess with Cody specifically. So he's going to come out night 2 for when all the marbles are on the line. Everybody's gassed, and this is going to be not only
this is the
where
pivot.
Damian loses. This is where the pivot happens.
Yes.
Because not only does Cody lose, Damian gives up the briefcase and actually legitimately gets inserted in the match, whether at the beginning, preferably and most likely at the end, and at which point he loses, but also costs Cody the title. He also inadvertently costs.
Damian Priest gives up Money in the Bank. Like he just
no, he's going to cash.
No. He gives up. He cashes in. Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. He cashes in Money in the Bank and gets inserted into the match towards the end, and basically costs
Roman. But that ends the match, and that costs Cody the title because Roman pins Damian.
Yeah, and so you have argument. You have argument that. Thank you, Huli, for saying that. I was trying to get that out, but it kept having so many people.
Get your words together, Jeremy. Come on, bro. We're live in front of millions and millions of people.
I don't like the way you talk to me, BiggOh Swifty. Anyway, so we go. I got it coming. I know.
Once 12:01 midnight hit, that's over with. That is over with.
I'm expecting the message. Like, oh, it's done. We're done. But no, so Damian Priest at this point has cashed in at Mania and lost. But Roman pins him and and so that makes Cody still look strong and that he has every reason and claim to that story. But Roman is going to say no, no, no for months until July, and where Cody wins Money in the Bank. And so with that win, he's just going to sit on it. And Rock is probably going to try and put a hurting on him and make him not able to do this. But if anybody knows anything about where Dusty Rhodes and Billy Graham wrestled in 1977,
Madison Square Garden, right?
and where Dusty Rhodes fought for, vied for, and then didn't win. It's with certain argument he did win, but he didn't, and that was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
And where's
October, right?
WWE will be there in October.
And they haven't been going
by
to
then,
Square Garden for like the last number of years, if I remember correctly.
Just house shows.
They haven't been.
Christmas night. Night. They go there.
So, and if anybody looks and has noticed and been paying attention to the Ticketmaster for and everything for the marketed shows for WWE and their live shows, anybody would know that this match these tickets weren't available up until a certain point. And this is it just kind of all plays into the story. But so Cody wins Money in the Bank. He faces whatever dealing with. He may even take a little bit of time off just to kind of make people forget and make the whole Rock Roman or whoever else. Like there's plenty of ways just to save Cody for a little while, and then he comes back at this show. I don't know how they want to do it at this point, but Cody is supposed to win at MSG in October because it makes much more parts of the story. Because Roman at this point, he's surpassed. They've gone through Survivor Series. Oh, excuse me. Survivor Series is in November, but they've gone through September, and by that point, Hogan's record has now been broken. Hogan's record has now been broken in September. If he goes through September, and that elevates him even more. And then Cody comes through at some crazy, I don't forget what show is going to be at MSG, but he comes through and wins at Madison Square Garden.
Saturday Night Main Event, I think it's called. Saturday Night Main Event, I think it's called.
Yeah, it might be a Saturday Night Main Event in Madison Square Garden.
And let's also think about that. Think about the name. Think about the name Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, the name is synonymous.
Think about whenever Dusty Rhodes.
Saturday Night
Think
Main
about
Event
when Dusty Rhodes was booking.
Hogan and Macho Man and all them other guys from back in the day.
Think about when Dusty Rhodes was booking. Who came up with Saturday Night Main Event or the Saturday Night kind of idea? Who came up with it?
It was Dusty. It was Dusty.
Came up with a lot of stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, there is a lot, and somebody look it up. If I'm wrong, then I apologize. But at this, there is so much leading into this.
Even more fitting, have the Madison Square Garden show be a house show.
That would be some shit.
Dick Ebersol. I remember that commentator. I remember
Dick
that
Ebersol is the
who that
owner
is.
of oh no, Dick Ebersol. Yeah, he was
He used to do Monday Night Football.
Dick Ebersol, Monday Night Football.
Well, I know. I remember that there were. I remember there was a lot of emphasis on Saturday Night Main Event with Dusty specifically on the show. So whether or not he created the event,
he's the guy that owns NBC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, put him on NBC. That'd be awesome. Put that Saturday night on NBC. Put it on. Make it a house show, but put it on NBC live telecast.
Make it broadcast. Awesome. It's got to be broadcast. If that's what Cody's going to win the title, they need to broadcast that. Whatever. It has to be shown live.
He was previously the chairman of NBC Sports and he's a senior advisor for NBC Universal Sports and Olympics.
Okay.
He used to be
Well,
higher up, but I remember he
Sounds
took
important.
a step down a few years ago from his
Jen was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure he's wrong. I'm gonna double check." And yep, I appreciate your fact
So
checking there.
so you know
I
what?
would love
So
to
you know
be
what? Like
I would love to not be stating false facts and not be called on it.
so you know what? Like in my eyes, look, in my eyes, I feel like it's really 50-50. It can go either the way the story could go. You can make a left and make something out of it. You can make a right and make something out of it. The story can go either way. I think for both sides, for the Rock guys, for the Cody people, like it can go either way. When we talk about Damian Priest, because I do feel like it's going to be a tag match.
Well,
It's going to be Seth and Cody versus Rock and Roman on night one. I do feel that. And I do feel it because the winner of the Elimination Chamber is going against Seth Rollins. And we think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I think Drew is going to win the Elimination Chamber. He's going to take out Seth. And Damian Priest is going to cash in on Drew McIntyre. Whether he wins or he
okay.
doesn't, I don't know. But I know
Okay.
they were feuding for a nice little
I'm
short spell for a little bit. But I do think Damian Priest is going to try to cash in
I'm
on Drew once he wins the world title.
at this
I do
point,
believe that.
and well, here's the thing. I'm only booking for unification because Triple H has never liked the two world title scenario.
Yeah, me
True.
too.
He's
I
never
said that
did.
before too.
And so
And I believe
that's
that
why I
too.
was kind of, and that's kind of what I'm hoping. And like, regardless of how beautiful and prestigious as this title Seth is made
And
the
it
world
looks
title
good.
at
And
this
Seth did a
point.
good job.
I
Seth did a good job.
I
He did a
think
good job.
I think it was just a mere stepping stone to the to unification because uh it it makes more sense to get rid of that. And if they want one top dog in the
But how
company,
can they if Roman like all the work that Seth did to build that title up and Roman shit on it at a press conference and then a couple
well, and
appearances
here's the
on a
thing,
Raw and a SmackDown.
they're still gonna have
That built a joke now.
That's probably
they're
just
gonna
Roman saying
and that
SmackDown
it's
is
that
better than
bargaining
Raw.
chip that
Yeah.
title that Cody has is also a bargaining chip. And yeah, like say you could also argue that the Money in the Bank doesn't necessarily matter. But
Yeah.
he's going to
True.
be like, oh, you got the B title, you won, and you won, you finished your story over there. Or your story with my title doesn't fucking matter. Like, and so like, there's many different ways you can play it. But that title, I'm saying that if you uh maybe Seth excuse me, maybe Drew tries to cash in on Cody after he wins against Seth. He fails.
Yeah, big time, Jen.
There's a few different ways you can play this.
Absolutely, Jim.
Because he keeps
Absolutely.
coming out looking like the meaningless little side dish that you just kind of push away from your plate, and you're like, yeah, I don't want the dry salad, thanks.
Yeah. No.
I just
Secondary
feel like,
Seth.
the time is coming closer because they told Drew McIntyre that he's not allowed to cash in because of the injury. Well, after WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure we'll have a new world heavyweight champion, and his name is going to be DM Hump. And I do feel like that title is going to get cashed in on by Damian Priest.
Well, like I say, they had to pivot.
Yeah, like
They had to pivot because of that.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? If you ever notice, every time Damian Priest tried to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, somebody's always bringing a briefcase out to him. Whether it'll be Rhea, whether it be Dirty Dom, whether it be whoever, or JD McDougal, JD McDougal head.
Came up with that last night.
It's all a way for the dissension and the downfall, the eventual downfall of a Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And Priest losing, he's supposed to be the self-declared leader of Judgment Day next to Mommy, even though I think she's really the leader.
She really is.
Mommy's always on top.
Create him losing after cashing in and then losing really will create a hardcore power play within the stable, and then ultimately implode within. They will implode from within.
I think that'll happen in Mania. As of right now, I think Damian Priest's implosion with Judgment Day happens at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I do. And
Yeah.
it could
First
be
they lose the
because of
tag
a
titles,
failed,
and then
and
the
it could
implosion
be
happens.
because of a failed cash in, or it could be the tag titles. Him and Finn lose them tag titles.
Yeah.
Could be. You damn
Can we
right.
talk
It
about
definitely could be.
can we talk
It
about Seth
definitely.
Rollins real quick because
Yeah.
like I
He's
genuinely
been
I
kind of the
genuinely
unsung
have a
hero in
question
this.
as to
Yeah.
I was trying to remember in my wrestling brain if I've ever at any other time in wrestling in any other company seen a champion chase a challenger. And when Seth came out and that first promo and tells Cody to choose him instead of Roman after Cody wins the Royal Rumble, I'm like, what are we doing here? I've never seen a champion come out and beg the chaser
Yeah,
of the
you
title
should
to
have
pick
people
them.
lining up. You shouldn't be begging
Yeah,
somebody
that
to try and
that
take it.
immediately made me justified in my mind all these years as to why I've had the mentality of Seth Rollins that I've had. And it's like,
Yeah.
exactly, this is why I can never get behind the guy. Like all the stuff that I've said about him, not him as a person, obviously, but his booking, I guess, and his. There was one point when we had Seth Rollins forced down our throats,
That's why I love
and
Jen.
nobody was
I love Jen too. Man. I
down with
swear,
it.
a podcast is not a podcast
How
without
does
Jen. I love
he,
Jen.
in my mind, I don't know if there's anything he can do to save face in this situation. But how, throwing it to you guys, how does Seth Rollins go about? Because like what Jen said, he needs to get back to the world heavyweight championship situation and try and save face. How does he do that?
Having a banger match, I
First,
guess. I don't know.
They got to quit
first,
intertwining him with Cody, in my opinion.
Yeah. And
first,
stop having Roman quit him.
But Cody also
bad.
fucked up
First-
when he didn't choose Roman Reigns and then still hasn't explained why he came out at the press conference and then said, I do choose you, Roman Reigns. So it's all kind of convoluted, but it really affected Seth in this whole thing, I honestly believe.
And first, I want to give big praise to Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins has really made that world title a working horse title. Seth Rollins has defended
And
that
this
title.
whole
He represented
situation
that title.
since he stepped foot in the ring with Cody trying to convince him to challenge him, like he's kind of the unsung hero in all of this. Because there's a lot of yeah.
I don't know if I look at him as a hero.
The punching bag.
Well, maybe not a hero, but
What Becky
maybe
closing.
perhaps a martyr because he's gonna. I don't know. There's a lot of situations where he is, or you can look at him and see how he's had this situation that he could have had. He was going to have a Mania match with Punk eventually, and it's not happening. And
And he looked so
Coming
weak
up-
at the press
coming up-
conference, just standing off to the side.
and he
And
and
then
he
as it's
well,
going
yeah.
off, as it's going off the air or whatever, before we get the little backstage scene, he steps up into Triple H. You know, he's yelling at Triple H. He's cussing at The Rock. And then it's like, in that moment, it's like, I mean, what are you going to do, bro? You're really going to step up to The Rock in front of Roman? Like, just
But
nothing
he's
that
trying
he's
to-
doing is
the whole idea that
believable,
he-
and it just is looking, it's making him look
Well,
like
and-
a clown. Seth
Well, where
Clowns
that
again,
goes-
all over again. Here we go.
Well, where that goes?
Only this time he's got
in
the attire
idea-
to match the gimmick instead of, you know,
Well,
what he was doing
but
as the architect.
in the idea that he's trying to help keep Cody safe, and he's got his back on the way to Mania. I mean, that can play into a lot. Like, there's for sure going to be some kind of dissension.
If he
or
keeps
turning,
begging Cody, I'm calling him Bozo. Bozo the Clown
And-
Holland.
It really kind of depends because if they want to go unification, I really see a title for title situation coming. If Cody were to take the title from Rollins, but at this point, Seth going to bat for the way he has, and then also what?
I just
Rob, that's-
WrestleMania. It just popped in my brain because he did say he's going to be a Shield or something. If he does not show up with the Shield uniform on, Shield Rollins at WrestleMania, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm pissed off. He should show up. Shield.
He might
clown.
come back. He might come
That
back.
would
That
be
might
fun.
have
That
a,
would be
Roman.
cool.
Roman might be traumatized because last time
Because
he
you
was
know
in
how
the Shield
Roman's
thing,
theme music is the old Shield music, just
he
altered.
used to. Yeah.
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 That'd be
Yeah.
tight if Seth came out in his Shield gear
At
with
WrestleMania,
Shield
that
song.
would be freaking awesome.
So I just noticed.
Like, there's a lot of
something.
ways you
I
can
sat
play
here-
this.
I sat here and said Roman got
I just
body
think
after
there's
body
the
after
long-term.
bodies.
I just
Like,
think
never
the
beat Seth.
long-term story.
Hold on.
Beat that.
Hold on,
He
the
Otis.
never
long-term
beat
story.
Seth. That's right. Roman
What?
never beat Seth Rollins. Roman's
he never
beaten
did.
everybody but Seth.
And he was wearing the Shield uniform 2 years ago, the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm saying.
Roman
Have him
has
wear.
beaten everybody
Yeah.
but Seth Rollins.
And Seth has
That has
technically
to be a
beat
story in
Roman.
there somewhere.
Yeah, he technically did. He won by disqualification, I think.
That's interesting. That's
No,
an
he
interesting
cashed
one.
in at
Seth won by
WrestleMania
disqualification
33.
because Roman didn't let go of the
Yeah.
choke.
Yeah, he
He
did
didn't
do
let
that
go of
too.
that chokehold.
But
So
Seth became
Roman
the
got
world.
disqualified. Seth won
Seth
that match.
became world champion by cashing in Money in the Bank against Roman and
Oh,
Brock.
that was
at
9 years
WrestleMania
ago. Yeah, that
33.
was 9 years ago.
Well, he still can say he beat Roman.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
he
saying,
still
but
beat Roman.
but like
He
this
still
Roman,
won. He still
this
got a
Roman
W.
Reigns,
He still got the W.
he kind of
on that.
did. Yeah,
So
Will Smith.
Roman never beat Seth Rollins. I just thought of that. Roman has
that's what I
beaten
thought
everybody
and
but Seth
thinking too.
Rollins.
See,
But
I
Seth
come up with
Rollins,
good
that's
ideas
so fucking
sometimes.
crazy. That's so fucking
Sometimes.
crazy to think about.
Whatever they
And I
have
looked at-
Seth doing for a match WrestleMania, I still think that I think we're getting all kinds of fuckery in this Cody Roman fiasco. I really do.
Yes,
so
sir.
like hey Julio, I want to take your I want to get your opinion on this. So one of my best friends, my boy Kevin, shout out to the Nature Boy, my boy Kevin, Horseman for life, bro. He told me this. I was at work, and he sent me a text message. He was like, "Bro, I could see Roman buddying. I could see the Walk buddying up to Roman and turning on Roman and helping Cody win the title at Mania." And I had to think about that for like 45 minutes and just like, how would that happen? How would Rock turn his back on Roman at Mania and help Cody win? Like, I just had to sit there and think about that when he brought that to my attention when I was at work the other day. And I had to literally sit there and think about that. Like, it could be possibility. Rock was saying all these little messages on Twitter, like, just wait and let it roll. And you'll be happy at the end result. That's what The Rock said. So
Right.
even Cody said, be patient, just wait. So
Exactly.
so
He
now,
said trust me.
trust
And
me.
he put
Yeah,
trust
said
in all
basically,
caps.
trust me.
Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking a little broader horizon now. So what else could they have planned going into WrestleMania if you got the bloodline versus Cody and his family?
But The
Because
Rock
way I
would
look
turn
at it
on
now,
the Rock would turn on Roman and the Usos and everybody else that's related to him that's still currently in wrestling. For
with the
like you
exception,
said, how
with
would
the
they do
exception
that?
of
And
Jay.
what would The Rock get from that?
And
Well,
With
that's,
the
that's
exception
what
of
I'm
Jay,
saying.
like
in his mind, he's
Rock,
already the high chief.
oh,
In
they
his
could
mind,
turn
he's
and I
this
already-
told
into
him,
hey, nobody's talking about main event Jey Uso being
Yeah.
I said it
interjected
too.
into
I
any
said
of
it too.
this.
and that's what I was saying.
I said he could cost him too. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. What if Jay
So The Rock
is
could
like, you know what? I'm
side
gonna
with
back
Jay
up
maybe.
The Rock. Like, I'm gonna back up The Rock. Seth Rollins did
I
say
don't know.
that you're gonna have my support. You're gonna basically have my shield with you or whatever. I was
And
also
a lot of
thinking
this
about,
can still
who
play
could-
into the whole Rock versus
Could.
Roman
He-
head of the table
could.
thing.
I could see
So-
Jay.
Maybe Cody goes on, like maybe Cody just starts trying to recruit like a Jay, a
I
Rock,
could see Jay
a Seth
Uso. I
Rollins.
could see Sami Zayn. I could see
You can get other members
Jay
of the
Uso,
roster,
Sami
like
Zayn. I could see
also
like a
recognizing that the bloodline
Yes.
taking over the WWE is like not a good thing. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah. And I can see
It's
Jay.
possible. I don't know.
I can see The Rock being a bigger influence over Roman that make Jay may turn back heel again and joining the bloodline again. What if they bring in Zilla Fatu? What if they bring in Jacob Fatu?
I'm
So-
hoping out of all this because a lot of the Seth
Yeah.
and the Seth stuff don't make sense. The Cody changing his mind doesn't make sense. So
Jen, you are crazy.
if they had The Rock
Jen
turn
Jones
on the
said, "Trust me."
bloodline, that wouldn't make sense to me. So that's probably something that WWE is exploring. But my whole thing out of all this is
Yeah,
like
the whole thing,
that's
the
what I'm
whole
hoping
reason
the
they
end game
haven't
is we
even,
get Jacob Fatu in the WWE.
the
That's
whole
what I
reason
hope.
they didn't give us hardly any explanation this on Friday
They don't know
is
what they're
because
doing.
of that simple fact is they're still trying to work it all out. Like they're trying, and even then they're trying to figure out what would be the most logical way to do this. And I mean, there's a lot of different ways, but at the same time, they're looking for the most, the idea or the direction with the most impact it's gonna leave. And I, I mean, I'm still standing on my hill, but there's a lot of things that can happen. And on the way to how I think it should be booked, a lot of this stuff can be done, like recruiting Seth and everybody else to help, and
The Rock had
main
to
event Jey
turn
Uso to help
heel
it.
out of
Right.
what happened with the Cody backlash, the Cody fan
Yeah,
backlash. He
yeah.
wasn't planning on
I
going
agree.
heel. So would he
I
then
agree.
Would he then switch back
They
a
pivoted.
month and a half
They
later?
pivot on that one. They pivot on that one, didn't they?
Well,
give it a
They had
even then,
to.
I don't necessarily see
They had
this
to.
being them having to pivot at all. They can Rock goes heel because Roman's already heel. So
Roman is
given
heel.
that, Rock is now heel as well, and there is every bit of sense that it can make that two heels butting heads against each other. That perfectly understandable, and that is possibly perfectly possible.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of the best matches that I've ever seen have been heel versus heel.
Yes. Yes. I agree with that.
Like baby through, whatever dynamic. If there's a certain way you play the story during the match, you can have that same heel versus heel match or babyface versus babyface match. Babyface versus babyface is much more difficult than anything else. But like say, if you play any of those dynamics the right way, it's going to be a banger. And
Yeah.
so, I personally
Can
think
Seth
that
save
it's
face
gonna.
is if they keep him intertwined with this storyline, aside from whatever else they gonna have him doing at Mania for match wise?
Well, and even then, what
Hey,
sense does it make? What sense does it make for Roman to be heel and for Rock to come in? And we all know that there's going to be a head of the table match. For what sense does it make for Rock to come back as a babyface against Roman's heel? It
like what
doesn't,
if
and you can't really say it. You can't really see how that would play out and make any sense. At least I can't.
Well, he came back as a
yeah,
babyface.
Well, he came back as a babyface because he's expected. That's just kind of how he always
Well,
like.
because
Oh,
they
people
they
love
thought
me,
that everybody would cheer him because they want to see
hmm
Roman lose the title.
and
Yeah.
whether or not
So it made sense to
that
me.
was always going to happen. Well, it makes sense that he maybe expected one thing, but now he's got to be a heel, even though there really is no other dynamic that you can use to
right.
do this whole head of table situation.
Well, yeah, in the
So
aftermath of the Cody stuff, yeah, but before the Cody stuff happened,
There
when The
was
Rock
that, well,
first
even
came
then
back,
there was
everybody
still
was like,
no.
"Oh
Well,
shit, we're
before
finally
that,
getting this match," and everybody seemed to be on board with it.
well,
so look at this message that JP
before
wrote.
they
What if the Rock
pivoted,
does what the Rock wants
They
to
were on board
reform
with
the
it before they realized that they were going
but
to snipe Cody
I
out of
think
the Mania
that there
slot. They thought
probably
it was
was
going to
going
happen
to.
at the Rumble.
Yeah.
I think that there was going to be dissension anyway, and it was going to turn like okay, maybe it really there's a certain level of
Yeah, he
that
said yes, that's a
Dwayne
good. Here, put
is.
JP's quote up.
Yeah.
He did
Let's
say
not
he
forget
sought
Cody did.
counsel from other people, not just
Mhm.
The Rock. But he never said who the
I
other
don't know who the
counsel
girl.
was.
I don't know who the girl about your
That's
title if you're
also
headliner, bro.
possible. Like say, I'm
What?
cool with if they want to find logic in how
He said
in
the
booking
Rock is.
Cody to win at Mania, then by
But
all
who
means
did he
do it.
talk
But
to? Who
I
was
don't
the
think
other
it's the
counsel
right
that he
direction.
talked
Juice's
to besides
catchphrase
the
is rock
Rock?
hard.
I know.
Rock
I don't
hard
think
is
it's
in
That's
Juice
hard.
Robinson.
I don't
I
think
want
it's
to know
hard as Juice
who was the
Robinson.
other council person that he talked to besides the Rock. That's
I
what I
don't
want to
think so.
know.
I don't
Now,
think so.
That's what I want
there's
to
a
know.
couple of things it could be. We've talked about Dustin coming in to back his brother. It could be
That's a
Which
big
is
he could have
if.
gotten
possible.
counsel. He could have
It
gotten
is
counsel. He
possible.
can
It's still
explain it
possible.
by having counsel from his brother. He could enlist the services of one former Legacy member Randy Orton that he has history with, and that could spark off whatever they're going to end up doing maybe in the coming
DDP yoga
month or
year,
next year
Who
or
doing
so.
That could
Diamond
be
upside
that could
down
be his
is a
other counsel.
pussy.
DDP could be his other counsel.
DDP.
Literally, it could be DDP he talked to also.
Yeah.
He
Arn
was there at the
Anderson.
Rumble. Arn Anderson.
Glock
Arn
Anderson.
Glock Anderson.
Glock Anderson.
Glock Anderson. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can talk to the Undertaker if he wants to. I don't know.
He could have called a dead man. He could have called a dead man. I just feel like right now, this is literally probably about the most unpredictable WrestleMania.
That's why I love it. It's been great. Last year's WrestleMania
was. This is the most invested I've been in
social media.
Awesome.
It can
this is the most invested I've been in 10 years. So
I don't think I've ever talked about this long on anything, especially when it came to WWE and stuff. Rob,
usually we already know the WrestleMania main event right after the Rumble. It's like been so predictable the last number of years.
Yeah,
that's why
absolutely.
This has been pretty killer. That's why it's like just let the ride happen. Like, you know, now we don't know what's what.
We don't know what they expect. We don't know what they expect, which is a good thing, y'all. It is a good thing. Rob, what's your thoughts on this, man?
Well, if you've been watching my channel, you know we've been talking about this forever. Y'all already probably know my thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. I just want it to kind of be over with. Really, if you're not on social media,
that's how we all feel. Let's be honest. That's how we all feel. We all ready for it to be over with. We all ready for it to be over with.
If you're just watch WWE, this is freaking awesome. This is everything you probably wanted. If you're on social media every day, you're probably your brain is just mashed potatoes.
It's gravy.
That's fair.
Gravy.
Like look, this is great. As convoluted as this is,
I just want to see it happen. I just can't wait for it to happen. I just want it to happen already.
It's good. That night 1 and night 2 is going to be something amazing.
Yeah.
Rob, we got to figure out. Did we already decide who's going to do night 1 or who's going to do night 2?
You're doing night 1 because you want to see Bailey Cakeley. Right. I'm doing night 2.
I got to see my boo.
Bootylicious.
Yeah.
Gotta see
and if JD does an NXT watch along, then I won't do it. If he does it,
are you doing standing?
If he doesn't do one, I'll do it.
Are you? Because I was thinking about doing standing deliver too. So it really don't matter. Rob, no, Rob, come back. Oh God, he's dead.
Froze.
He's dead.
My internet was flaking out too.
We all froze. I was like, whoa.
Okay. But was you gonna do standing deliver? Because if not, I'm gonna do it.
I want to do it. Now you're gonna go live twice. You're gonna go live twice.
I don't mind. I need the watch hours, man. I need the watch hours.
I need the watch hours. Hey, we're gonna rock paper scissors. Don't worry. We'll rock paper scissors. We'll figure it out.
So
that'd be cool.
I'm lagging bad. But this particular reason, this is why I love WrestleMania season right now, because this is probably the most unpredictable fucking WrestleMania that we have ever had, man.
The fans are ruining it though. The fans are ruining it.
We can get a double turn. We can get triple crossed and stuff during this WrestleMania season, man. I don't know, man. We still got this Saturday with the Elimination
Chamber. We can get multiple different interferences. We don't.
Jesus Christ, like it's so wide open right now. It really is, man. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
And the crazy thing is, could we go back to we started on AEW, and we didn't really touch on this, but how about Darby Allin inadvertently burying AEW and having the crowd chanting Cody's name the other night?
Yeah, and I was meaning to talk more about this. Like, what the fuck? Like that is a dropped ball completely. He didn't mention Sting getting beat down. He didn't mention his blood being all over their fucking jackets and pants.
Probably Young Bucks.
He literally shot on the Young Bucks in his promo.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. I don't think that anybody. I think that there may have been a certain direction that he should have gone, but that was completely him shooting. Dobby Knievel. Yeah, I think he was shooting from the hip. He was being a
Dobby.
cowboy right then.
Oh Lord,
Uh,
Jen.
Dobby.
If you want, I know how y'all feel about him, but Cornette's take on that
Nah.
promo was spot on. Spot
You
on.
know,
I
Yeah,
didn't hear what he said.
It was spot
yeah. I
on.
think we talked about it the other day. What Cornette said about the Darby Allin promo about
Oh, maybe
about
we
what
did. My bad.
about what he said about basically having the crowd chant Cody's name and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
know,
was
that
it
was that.
Friday we talked about
I
it?
mean,
I think it was Friday.
I think it
I
was
can
Friday. Yeah,
imagine. I can imagine there might have been some kind of fine because I mean, or he definitely got a talking to about it. That's for
that's it.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. He had to
Um,
like, woo
because
wee.
I know it was in poor taste. They had, regardless of how much Cody is over with the entire wrestling universe. Like there's no reason to.
Didn't Cody
Uh,
bring Darby in? Didn't Cody
Yeah,
yeah,
bring
he
Darby
did.
in?
Hmm.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
I
That
Well,
match
you
at
know, a light bulb
Final
went
Time.
off in my mind as soon as I watched that promo because I wasn't going to watch Dynamite. And I thought at the moment, whatever my thought was, is let me tune in. And that's the spot that I came into on the show. I hadn't seen none of the show up until I see Darby starting his promo on the Bucks. So I watched this
right.
promo and I'm like, immediately, I'm like, okay, something's off here because why, like, is he really saying this on TV? I'm like, what is happening right now? Because I have no prior, like I just tune into him talking on the mic. So I'm like, oh
Mhm.
Well,
shit,
and
like
that
this is one of them moments, right?
and that's another thing. It
Like
kind of
he's
makes you
saying stuff
wonder,
he probably, like I knew right away he's saying stuff he probably shouldn't be saying, and
right?
it just alluded to, like, it just shed so much light on the light bulb that went off in my head was for weeks and months now we've been talking about the dwindling numbers, especially at the shows that AEW is putting on, and I've been analyzing, well, what's the reason for it? In my mind, it was there's a lot of shenanigans, the Punk fiasco, a lot of
Mhm.
injuries. Um, there's a number of things that have all contributed into it, and it didn't really hit me until the Darby promo, and then it made sense when when the crowd started chanting Cody. The first thing I thought of was the smaller numbers in the crowd attendance, and I'm like, why are they chanting Cody? And then I'm like, oh, I know why their numbers have shrunk now. Everybody was willing in the beginning to give AEW a chance because everybody collectively, as a wrestling fan, for the last however many years the WWE has had a monopoly on the televised professional wrestling market in America. It's been them
Mhm.
and only them. So everybody was sick and tired of the Vince booking, the typical nonsensical, goofy, comical shenanigans. AEW
True.
promised to be the alternative. So we're like, let's see what these people are about.
They were
I
at
think
the
after
time.
4 years, we gave the company collectively as a fan base a large enough sample size to see what we were going to get and what they were up against, how they were going to go do battle against WWE. They
Right.
were killing it in the beginning for the first 2, 3 years. They were killing it and they were on a roll. And it was like, oh, wrestling is about to be thriving again. And then I don't know where you want to point the finger to where the
2022.
left turn happened. I
That's
think
2022
Tony Khan
happened.
started hiring too many ex WWE guys to be backstage. And I think that's playing out in a lot of storylines that we're seeing on TV in the company today. And the light bulb that went off for me was like, okay, the numbers in the crowds are smaller because these people that are left in the AEW going to the AEW shows. See, now the AEW fan base has split. You've got
Yep.
everybody that was anti WWE, but
Yep.
a lot of those people weren't necessarily of the mindset I'm done with WWE forever. Like a good chunk that now
Right.
the people that are going to the
True.
AEW shows are primarily the people that had walked away from WWE 4 or 5 years ago when the company started.
Hmm.
The people that
And
were on the fence still are now
mhm.
shifting in droves back to WWE because regardless of if it's making sense or not, you got so much going on with the Vince scandal, with everything playing into WrestleMania. That's all everybody's talking about is
Yeah.
WWE.
Well,
Yep.
and
That's right.
luckily AEW's core fan base, their hardcore fan base, is prevalent enough to where it keeps them alive at the very
Mm-hmm.
least. But I can't say for how long. Um, like say I'm going to a show this coming Saturday, and I'm kind of nervous as to the level of attendance that I'm going to see because
Is
I
it a house
mean,
show?
Jen, you are
no,
correct.
It's
it's not a house show. It's
it's
a
collision.
collision,
Oh,
Yeah, Jen,
collision.
Jen, you
but
you're right. But today he was doing that with Osprey. He was at Osprey's last
right.
Rev Pro match,
With
and he was in the
orange
crowd.
juice, right?
I don't know
Yeah.
who it
So
was. No,
yeah,
somebody.
Orange
It was
Julius,
somebody. Yeah, something like
freshly
that.
squeezed.
He was
Orange
wrestling in the Rev
Julius.
Pro,
Yeah,
and
Orange Julius showed up at Rev Pro last night.
yeah, well,
hmm
Osprey was Tony Khan was there to see him. Tony Khan was already there. He was at Fulham's game last or yesterday too. He was
Yeah, he
already
was.
there.
It was Tony
hmm
Khan,
Oh
him
Orange
and
yeah, yeah,
Darby were
yeah,
Cassidy,
yeah.
there.
and Will Ospreay. I think were
He
there.
did
Darby
go to
Allin was
that.
at
He did.
at the
hmm
thing too. Darby Allin was at the
But
Fulham thing. But yeah,
but
he
again,
Yeah.
I
he
think
wants Osprey. He loved it.
there's a lot that AEW can do to fix things, but I mean they have to get it all in, really belongs in or at least it all lies in where they're booking people because
Yep.
like say how many people have they failed in putting together Wardlow. They failed to get
Man, we'll
a
be here
lot
all
of the
day.
indie
Come
talent.
on,
That's
man.
so sad, man.
Yeah,
They could have done
Be here
so
all
much
day.
more with Wardlow, man. Oh my god,
yeah.
man.
They
I
have him. He
hate
was
that they
like at
fumbled.
1 month. He was like the hottest thing ever.
hmm Like
I hated that they
as soon as that
fumbled. I
MJF
hated that they
match,
fumbled him. I hated that they
mhm,
fumbled Wardlow. He could have been
uh,
world champion. He should have been
mhm.
world champion.
Well, they should have given him something more meaningful sooner in his
Yeah.
and the whole thing instead of running through a shit ton of like yeah, we all thought he needed to be this powerhouse, but we also thought that there needed to be some kind of meaningful story woven in there, or at least
Right.
get some kind of program with
Yeah, the
somebody that
Goldberg
can go
treatment
longer
is still
term.
played out, and they were already doing
Yeah.
that with Jade Cargill at the time. So it was like, why are you
hmm
doing?
Yeah.
Like
It was like,
why are
come
you
on,
doubling up
man.
on this? You
Yeah,
can't have two of the same
and the
cloth
the
on both
Goldberg the
divisions.
Goldberg push has a ceiling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You can only do so many squash matches.
Yep. Yep.
hmm
Yeah.
Keith Lee. We'll
Keith
be here all
Lee.
day.
I
Sorry.
mean, with
Yeah.
the
We'll be here
exception
all
of Keith
night.
Lee being hurt, with him being
Again?
hurt, I definitely see
Yeah.
Keith Lee going back to WWE. There's no doubt in my mind Keith Lee's
hmm
going back to WWE. Him and
Well, it's not. Hey, it's not
Aleister
Tony
Black.
Khan's
Well,
fault.
We're
there's
He's
going
been
to
hurt
get
for a while.
Aleister
there's a
Black
certain
back.
thing. Well, and here's the thing. Another thing you can consider with what I said about AEW picking their spots a little bit better. Everybody over there is coming from the indies and still has some rough edges, so to speak, and isn't as polished as you would see as from a WWE superstar or anything like that. Like
Right.
what we want in like how Ricochet was in New Japan and Lucha Underground and everything, but he's had so much time to polish his craft, and that polish you're going to find a lot more in WWE, and so
Right.
where and that just goes to show, like I say, they have their issues too, but over
There's
at
a lot of issues.
AEW, there's less polish on their product, but the talent is a little bit rough around the edges, and so the likelihood of injuries happening is lot more likely. We just saw Jeff Hardy on Friday night break his fucking nose at
It
the
was a
hands
freak
of Sammy
accident.
Guevara.
It was a,
Yeah,
it was
well,
a freak
and he
accident.
did have it was kind of a freak accident, but I mean, when you're gassed and you're tired and going through all of that stuff, and trying to exert yourself like that, you can over rotate, or whenever you're trying to go straight on and
Yeah.
doing a shooting star,
It wasn't
like
even
you
the
can
craziest spot
offset
in the
and go
match.
off to the right or the left, and it can really fuck up somebody in like the slightest little misstep uh, or bobble on the rope or anything can really potentially injure somebody. And like say, we saw Jeff Hardy got his nose broke the other night. So
Yeah.
um, it's and with Dante and Penta doing that destroyer in the ROH pay per view,
Yeah.
that was
That was crazy.
unnecessary. And
It was.
but all the spots that aren't like huge, like but people are still getting hurt because they're not as trained and as uh, don't have things
they're
down
all
as
trained,
smoothly.
kind of. They're all trained.
Uh, Oh, they are all trained, but their training isn't as smooth and as fluid as you would normally see
Yeah,
in somebody who's been in WWE for years.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like what? Like yeah, Natalia sucks, but she's still got some good in ring. But it's just what they can put together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's her
Yeah.
character. Half of the what makes you good is your character. And if your character sucks, nobody's gonna give a shit about your in ring.
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's true. Nobody's really going to give a crap
Kayla
about none of that,
Braxton.
So, hey, Kayla. What's up,
everybody says, "Hey,
Montana?
Kayla."
Man, he showed up at the
What's
end.
up, Montana, man? Glad you can show up, man. But, the way I listen, I would have to say that right now is a good time to be a good wrestling fan, especially with WWE and AEW. Both companies are firing on all cylinders to an extent, I guess you could say. Um,
Trying to.
If I'm looking at AEW right now, I'm just waiting for MJF to come back. I am.
I'm
I
waiting.
like what
Well,
they
I'm
got.
waiting for
I
I like the
MJF. I'm waiting
stories.
for
I love the
Mercedes. Waiting
stories.
for Okada.
Yeah,
Waiting for
I love the
Osprey.
stories that they got going on. The couple of things that I'm worried about AEW is this: what they're gonna do with Mercedes. Hopefully they do her right. What they're gonna do with Okada, and what they're gonna do with Osprey, and when is MJF coming back? And
I think
when are they gonna
Osprey
when they're gonna pull the trigger on Swerve? Because I'm also waiting for that. I'm
Osprey
waiting for
works
Swerve
the
to win the
kind of
world title.
rate that AEW seems to differ in. That's where they differ in a lot of the matches, and the types of moves that they do are more catered to Will Ospreay and how he wrestles. So I think he'll be fine. I'm worried about Okada and Mercedes
Yeah,
and what they do
I mean,
with
likewise.
them.
They fit in with the Okada's gonna be their Brock
I
Lesnar.
think Okada will be all right if they play it the right way.
Yeah.
Which I don't necessarily see. I know that there's a lot riding on everybody's entrance into the company and how they're booked, but at the same time, there's certain talent that is more better suited over there. And like say with Okada specifically, Mercedes, I'm worried, yeah, that the other female talent over there isn't going to be able to carry her or potentially injure her again, Willow. Uh, um, but I mean that was also it really. I give Willow too much shit because it really wasn't Willow that did it. She was just in a match with Willow. Took a bad step and fell. We all know. So
Leave my pillow Willow
that being
alone.
said, yeah. I only give her shit. But no, all things considered, well, you do not want to drop a ball with somebody like Mercedes. So
Nah, no doubt.
everybody there better be training and honing their craft
on their
because if they
shit for real. They got to be on their shit for real because it's
because well, you're only as good on screen as your dance partner.
okay. Good point.
So,
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
And that's where I lean with that. So,
guys,
anyway,
that's all.
Yeah,
that's all I got for you guys today, man. Hey,
2.25 hours.
Yeah, before we get up out of here, just want to remind you guys that Rob is getting ready to go live here in
45 minutes.
I have a small question to ask real quick before we get out.
5 minutes. I will be on here.
What's that?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Bro.
When we're off air, can one of you possibly? I'm trying to make my background like you see Jeremy's logo. You know my logo on social media and like my YouTube. I made it on my phone, but I'm trying to get it so that I can pull it up on my PC so I can make it my background.
Send it
for this.
Yeah,
Jeremy, if you can send it to yourself in an email, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Because like when I just try, I sent it to you, Otis, in a DM on Twitter, but then when I tried to save it on my computer, it comes up as a JPEG small file, so it won't. I can't see it like in the list of saved images. I don't know where to find it. So maybe if I send it to myself as an email, I'll try that. All right.
Let me see if I can.
But we can talk about it off air if you want.
Let me take a look at it real quick. Okay, I got you. I think I could probably download it and just send it to you that way. If it makes it easy, if it makes it just a little bit easier, I could probably do it that way though. But guys, that's going to do it for today's stream, man. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out for a couple hours, man. Talking this Cody shit, man. I want to thank my bro Hooligram, my bro Rob, and the bro from the Mo Journey for being here, man, for this forum discussion about WWE and everything. Make sure y'all go follow the bro from the Mo right here. All of his contacts and everything right here. Go follow you guys. Go follow Rob. Tomorrow we will be no more Swifties tomorrow. The Swiftie is gone at midnight. So get it in while you
y'all will still be Swifties in my heart.
Nah, your heart. We can't see your heart.
Hey, it's gonna go from SAWFT to SWIFT. Swift.
That's good.
Go follow Hooli on X, man, or Twitter on X or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you want to support the bros, man, there goes Jeremy Cash App right there.
You ain't got a Cash App me, just follow me.
Cash App right there. My Cash App is scrolling down at the bottom. You can, donate whatever you feel like. The only thing I ask for is
somebody was supposed to Cash App me today.
Like that. It gets us nice and good for YouTube and stuff like that. I'm halfway there.
Hey, I ain't knocking it. I'll be plugging sooner rather than later too, so it's all good, bro.
Hey, y'all heard it right there, man. Y'all heard it right there. So, episode 14 of the Big O Wrap Up is on Thursday, y'all, 3:00. Make sure you guys be here, man. So, y'all got any parting words for our viewers? Any parting words for our viewers before we get up out of here?
Are we doing anything tomorrow before Raw, or just normal Raw tomorrow?
Just normal hour early.
Okay. We'll talk about this.
We'll be here talking some bullshit. Yeah. We'll do all that.
Yeah. I know. We're gonna celebrate.
For all the Cody crybabies, including me as well. I'm sorry.
Celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. We're celebrating tomorrow. The Swifties is gone.
All right. Well, everybody, say goodnight to the Swifties. One last time. Say goodnight to the Swifties.
Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, press that bell for all notification, man. Hey, I want to give a shout out to all my new fucking subscribers. I was at 550 yesterday. Today, I'm damn near at 600 right now. I'm already almost at 600. Let's do this, y'all. We are on our road. We are on the road to 1K, and I promise you, I'm gonna finish my story before Cody finishes his. Until then, y'all.
Yeah.
Love and tacos. Hey, I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
Deuces.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you your IWC Trios Champions, IWC Tag Team Champions, your IWC Intercontinental Champion, and your Bay Champion. Welcome to the